It's Thursday, February 19th.
Oh yeah, I enjoy it. It's nice to have good neighbors, and if you help them out, maybe you get better neighbors.
Say it ain't snow. Winter ain't done with us just yet.
What they are asking is for people to come, share all of this information as if PHR is the sole purpose that this is happening.
Businesses and residents in Saskatoon's Riversdale neighborhood set to gather tonight for a town hall meeting discussing prairie harm reduction.
Open the books and release the third quarter financial statements immediately.
And what the NDP leader says the government's spending is out of control. Stay with us, Saskatchewan. Your morning starts right now. Welcome to Your Morning Saskatchewan. I'm Daryl.
And I'm Janelle Lippi. We hope your day is off to a great start.
Here you met some snow angels yesterday.
I did. I got stuck in the snow. So let this be your reminder. If you can do something nice for somebody, definitely do it, because I had some great neighbors.
Did you get their names?
No, you know what? It was such a rush. It was such a rush. But shout out to all of you. You saved me.
Yeah, I saw a few people getting pushed out yesterday. Let's get to the news. We begin with breaking news out of the UK this morning. Andrew Mountbatten-Windsor has been arrested on suspicion of misconduct in public office. He remains in custody at this hour as police search two addresses he's connected to in Berkshire and Norfolk. This comes after Thames Valley Police said they were assessing a complaint over the alleged sharing of confidential material with the late convicted sex offender Jeffrey Epstein. At this moment, there are a number of details we don't know yet, including the specifics on the allegations against him, what information prompted the arrest, and where he's being held. Today is also his 66th birthday. The Liberals are still 3 seats shy of a majority, even after Conservative Matt Genereux crossed the floor.
Quite simply couldn't sit on the sidelines after seeing what the Prime Minister was, ambitious agenda he was undertaking.
You'll remember back in November, Genereux said he was leaving politics to spend more time with his family, but he apparently changed his mind on that. The Alberta MP says it was Prime Minister Mark Carney's speech at Davos that convinced him to reevaluate. Conservative leader Pierre Poilievre is calling the floor crossing a betrayal of the people in Genereux's riding. He is the third MP Poilievre has lost to the Liberals in the last 4 months. But because of other changes, the Liberals are still shy of a majority. Now, that includes the resignation of Bill Blair and Chrystia Freeland. There will also be an upcoming by-election in Terrebonne, Quebec. The Supreme Court invalidated the result after the Liberals won that by a single vote. The NDP leadership race is nearing the finish line, and tonight the 5 candidates federally will take part in the second and final debate.
Thursday night's debate is the last moment, really, for widespread persuasion. Voting begins on March 9th. That is when the GOTV voter turnout begins. And I think that this is the moment that a candidate could break through.
The 5 candidates remaining are documentary filmmaker Avi Lewis, Alberta MP Heather McPherson, dock worker Ro Ashton, the first Indigenous leadership candidate Tanil Johnson, and organic farmer Tony McQuail. They will all square off tonight in BC. Voting will start March 9th using a ranked ballot system, and the winner will be announced on March 29th. Government of Saskatchewan has distributed more than $650 million in additional spending just a few weeks before the budget comes out. The NDP calling out the government of Saskatchewan for releasing their special warrants close to the long weekend. A special warrant is a financial mechanism used by governments to authorize spending whenever a legislature is not in session.
Open the books and release the third quarter financial statements immediately. Pretty simple. We know that they exist. They need to table them. Answer the question. How big is the deficit? Again, is it $1 billion? Is it more? The people of this province deserve to know.
In a statement to CTV News this morning, the Saskatchewan Party said the upcoming budget will be moving forward with the second year of our personal income tax reduction plan, which means lower taxes for everyone in Saskatchewan. Snow blowers and shovels out across the province as people dig their way out of that snowstorm yesterday. Jeremy Dodge, how much did you guys get up there?
Well, Environment Canada, Daryl, expected as much as 25 centimeters to fall. didn't quite get that high, but strong winds helped the drifts pile up and driveways and sidewalks. City crews out throughout since Tuesday night, clearing streets. Buses were running behind schedule, unable to get some stops yesterday. But with less snow falling than originally anticipated, people like John Hume were happy to put their snow blowers to use and clear some space for their neighbors.
Oh yeah, I enjoy it. It's nice to have good neighbors, and if you help them out, maybe you get better neighbors.
I was surprised. Honestly, I thought we were going to be done with snow, but you know, Mother Nature and all. It just sneaks up on you.
Yeah, the city says officially about 16 centimeters of snow fell in Saskatoon since Tuesday night. Now, Prince Albert is adjusting to ongoing blizzard conditions as well. The city called a snow route parking ban, asking drivers to avoid parking on designated snow routes to allow for snow clearing. Now, routes are marked in Prince Albert with permanent no parking when declared signs. The vehicles not removed from the street will be ticketed and or towed at the owner's expense. Parkland Ambulance said the EMS team facing challenges in the road and are reducing non-urgent transfers.
We start to add a 4x4 vehicle to respond to emergencies as well. One, a 4x4 gives us a little bit more mobility, so maybe we can get into someone's driveway.
The Karasek says ambulances may need to park in the middle of residential streets when responding to emergencies to avoid being stuck. So that's the scene. Daryl, how's things going in the Regina area?
Experts say we got about 25 centimeters here too. We're also under one of those snow routes, so no parking on any of those areas with blue signs with a white snowflake on it. The graders were out, they're shoveling. Look at these fellas go. It also impacted air travel at our airports.
If we have a flight going into Calgary and they've got a storm and they can't land, they're not going to take off from here. So the weather on the arrival airport matters as well. So we've got wild weather all around Canada right now.
Airport reminding you to check your flight status before you go over there. How about the highways, you ask? Well, a lot of delays for big trucks yesterday due to ice and just the overall conditions.
Yeah, I have an appointment this 7 a.m. So I forgot, so I called my office to rebook an appointment today.
Just last night, nothing more traffic because after the snowfalls, everyone is enjoying their home.
I started early from Winnipeg yesterday. I knew this stuff was coming in, but still it took me instead of usual 6 hours, it took 8-9 hours to come here. It was pretty bad near Indian Head.
The RCMP say there have been no serious collisions or fatalities as a result of this blast. And at this hour, travel not recommended on highways on the map on your screen in blue. That includes Highway 3 and Highway 6 in the Melfort and Tisdale areas. Further south, the Trans-Canada reporting snow drifts, drifting snow and ice from Balgony all the way to the Manitoba border. There it is, Highway 33 under the same conditions from Regina to Highway 13. Even Yorkton's Mayor Aaron Keeley was out shoveling in front of his business. Everybody lending a hand. The city of Yorkton has begun clearing the snow for those who are located on Priority 1 streets. That's Smith, Darlington, and Gladstone. You're asked to remove your vehicle from the street right away. Big question in eastern Newfoundland is how are they going to do? What are they going to do with all that snow? Look at this.
We used to push it over here. The city got after us, told us to stop that. But it is what it is. The kiddies next door is loving it.
So we got 25 centimeters or so. They got up to 60. Many flights in and out of St. John's were canceled yesterday, and most schools in eastern Newfoundland were closed. As of last night, the northern part of the Avalanche Peninsula saw anywhere from 35 to 55 centimeters. The Bonavista Peninsula saw 15 to 25, plus even more fell overnight in the St. John's area. Schools in the metro region are closed. Emergency crews say they have now found the bodies of 8 skiers who went missing in an avalanche near Lake Tahoe.
Someone saw the avalanche, yelled avalanche, and then it overtook them.
This is devastating. It affects us all.
This is now the deadliest avalanche in California history. One person is still dead and missing and presumed dead, rather. 15 skiers were reported missing on Tuesday after the avalanche came crashing down. 6 other skiers were found alive. In January, residents of Ituna had learned that their public transit bus was in disrepair and it might go out of service. Desperate to keep that line operating, its driver took concerns to social media and traditional media. Hector Roy said that the town knew the vehicle was in bad shape and delayed whether to choose to repair or replace it. Ituna now has a temporary bus running for service for residents until a decision is made regarding a long-term solution. As a result of his advocacy, Roy was first suspended with pay, then was subsequently terminated, he says, from his position. He says he only wanted to make sure the elderly and disabled passengers were not left without any transportation. He thinks his termination was flawed and malicious. In their statement sent to CTV News, the town administration said they made every effort to adhere legislations, bylaws, and policies and have consulted provincial services such as the Ombudsman prior to their decision.
It's caused me a lot of grief, a lot of stress. It's caused situations in my family where I'm the sole caregiver to my wife. I don't sleep as much. It's affected my health. My appetite and what have you is not the same as it was.
Roy is considering legal action while also reapplying for his former position as a bus driver. The Canadian women will face the U.S. this afternoon with hockey gold on the line. At the Olympics, this is the 5th straight time the two teams have faced each other in the Olympic final. It was Canada who came on top 4 years ago in Beijing. Canada did look shaky earlier in the tournament when they lost 5-0 to the U.S., but they'll have their captain, Marie-Philippe Poulin, back in the lineup today. 12:10 is puck drop, and there'll be some nail biting going on, just like there was in the men's game. Shock, anger, relief. Fans went through it all yesterday, watching Canada beat Czechia 4-3 in overtime. The men's semi-final is tomorrow against Finland, and if all goes well for them, the gold medal game will be on Sunday. Here are the medal standings. Norway leads with 15 gold, 33 total. Canada in 11th with 14 total medals. 4 of those now are golden. As we turn our attention to the weather picture and those warnings and watches and everything that's going on out there.
Yeah, well, we aren't seeing much snow coming for us here today across Saskatchewan. But again, those temperatures are remaining quite cold for the rest of the week. Let's take a look here at this current temperature in Regina, -26. Still seeing a little bit of a haze, a little bit of dampness to the air, and that will be impacting the temperature as well. Feeling quite cold here this morning on your way to work or to school, or I guess not school, we're on winter break, but make sure you're bundling up wherever you're off to. Over to Saskatoon, -29. Now, once the sun does rise across majority of Saskatchewan, we will be seeing a little bit more of it today, especially comparable to what we saw yesterday. Now let's look over at the futurecast. We again aren't seeing that snow. However, Saskatoon and surrounding areas are under that yellow cold warning. This will be experienced mainly overnight for the remainder of the week. So that temperature is going to be consistently cold at least until Monday. Now for our current temperatures here throughout Saskatchewan, Buffalo Narrows -33, Stony Rapids -24, Spiritwood -31, Hudson Bay -15, the Battleford's -30, Yorkton -19, East End at -25, and Weyburn -24. For our highs today, the Battlefords will be seeing -24, Swift Current -19, Yorkton -18, Estevan -19, seeing that cloud cover in the sky. A little bit of sun trying to peek out. We will be seeing more of that sunshine tomorrow. For our 7-day forecast in Regina, -20 is our high for today, reaching that low of about -25 tonight. Tomorrow, -19. Over the weekend, -17 for both Saturday and Sunday. Bundle up if you've got any weekend plans. Starting next week, we'll start to see those temperatures get a little bit more desirable. -7 on Monday for our high. Now Tuesday, we are expecting to see some of those scattered flurries returning. -11 as that high, and on Wednesday, -8. Over to Saskatoon, -21 for the high today, -28 tonight. Tomorrow, seeing some sunshine coming towards Saskatoon and surrounding area as well, -20. Over the weekend, -16 on Saturday, -28 as the low. Sunday, -19. Monday for Saskatoon and surrounding areas, also seeing those scattered flurries returning, -12. Tuesday, -13 with a little bit more sunshine. Wednesday, -7. In case you missed it, if what's happening outside isn't enough snow and ice for you, Disney's Frozen has been extended at the Globe Theatre for an extra 3 weeks. The Globe's production of Disney's Frozen, the Broadway musical, will stay at the theater through March 15th, extending its run well past the original February 22nd closing night. According to the theater, the extension was brought on by overwhelming demand, as it seems Regina audiences aren't quite ready to let it go.
Oh, I see what you did there. I see what you did there. Look at you. Look at you.
How fun is that?
Oh, I'm excited. My wife and kid have tickets to this.
Oh, good.
Yeah, Sarah and Mateo are going to go check this out.
Nice.
First time in the theater since it's been renovated.
Yeah.
Which is a big, big project here in the town.
Yeah.
Let's get over to our question du jour. Big discussion in the hockey dressing room last night about the Olympic sports. We don't get to see some of these sports every single day on television, right? So there were big fans in our locker room of the luge, speed skating. We were discussing just how hard it is to speed skate. So we thought we'd turn this over to you. What Olympic sport have you enjoyed watching the most? I didn't know, Jeremy, that monobob was a sport. I was familiar with 2 men and 4 men. I never knew and wow, those are some crazy pilots.
It is. I think this is the second games for monobob. It just sounds weird.
It does. It does sound weird. Yeah. What have you enjoyed, Chanel?
Yeah.
Okay, so we talked about this a little bit this morning. I'm a big fan of double luge because it doesn't quite make sense.
Because how do you decide? Like, how does this all work? Right? Lay down, I'm gonna lay on you. Let's go down a mountain.
Exactly. Really, really fast on ice. Like, yeah. Well, we also want to hear from you. Send us over the Olympic sport that you've enjoyed watching most here. You can text your name and answer to 10400. Standard message rates may apply, or you can scan the QR code on your screen. We're going to head to break. We'll be right back. And now let's take a look over the city of Regina.
Over the past few decades, HIV treatment has progressed, becoming more steady and manageable. But stigma continues to keep many from getting that treatment. Pauline Chen has more on a new short film that deals with this issue.
I have HIV, Mom. Oh, baby.
The 6-minute-long film has an eye-opening title, but its subject is subtle: how stigma affects HIV-positive people, even though the medical journey is now relatively straightforward.
It's not just about an HIV diagnosis. It's about being unhoused. It's about substance abuse. It's about the stigma that comes with all of those things. And when those things come together, it's kind of this perfect storm.
Norad Bouzaid, who is HIV positive, says they've experienced most of those situations. And while each person is different, the film rings true.
A lot of it does come from criminalization. There's historically been a criminalization against people who are unhoused and people who use substances. And there's also criminalization towards people who are HIV positive. But especially somebody who belongs to all 3 of these communities, right?
The film, by Academy Award-nominated director Hubert Davis, follows Jordan from revealing his diagnosis to a supportive mom to unemployment and homelessness. Casey House CEO Joanne Simon says there's one group she especially hopes sees the film.
Healthcare workers. There's not a lot of time spent in medical school on HIV, and certainly not a lot of time talking about stigma.
The new film comes out at a time when a new oral test for HIV has become available in Canada.
It takes a lot of the fear out of it, talking about the fear and the stigma around disclosing. Sometimes even just walking into that clinic, right, to sit down in a room full of strangers.
The cheek swab, known in Canada as Aura Quick, can give you home results in just 20 minutes. And you can find the film Big Effing Deal on YouTube or at smashstigma.ca. Pauline Chan, CTV News.
Health Report, brought to you in part by SEIU West, Saskatchewan's first healthcare union.
Here's a look at today's gas prices. In Regina, the common cost to fill up is $127.9. You can find regular fuel for as low as $102.9. And in Saskatoon, the common cost is $124.9, and the lowest you might find is $116.9. Taking a look at farm markets, the street price of canola is $619.43 per ton, and the futures price is $670.20 per ton. Amber Durham wheat is $278.59 per ton, and red spring wheat is $259.36 per ton. And the Canadian dollar begins the day trading at 73.11 cents US. After the break, layoffs at one of Saskatchewan's post-secondary institutions.
Good morning. Welcome to your morning. It is 6:30. Businesses and residents in Saskatoon's Riversdale neighborhood are set to gather for a town hall meeting to discuss prairie harm reduction. Safe Consumption Site is renewing its federal exemption from Health Canada, a license that allows people to use illegal substances on site without being arrested. The local MP said, along with Riversdale Business Improvement District and Saskatoon West Business Association hosting the meeting, organizers are encouraging you to share concerns about safety, crime, and social disorder in that area. Prairie Harm Reduction says crime is not a direct result of its services.
What they are asking is for people to come, share all of this information as if PHR is the sole purpose that this is happening. It's all our fault that things are happening.
Duong, who you just heard from there, says Prairie Harm Reduction was not formally invited to the meeting but does plan to attend. She says she welcomes questions and is offering tours of the facility. In response to an interview request, the Saskatoon West Business Association says it will provide a statement after the meeting. The city says it will look to different locations for a drop-in center in Saskatoon to serve those who are homeless. City of Saskatoon says it entered into a conditional agreement to purchase this property at 130 Idlewild Drive North to be used as a drop-in center. Last fall, City Council approved purchasing a building at 325 Avenue C South as a drop-in location to be used until March 31st. At that time, the city says several locations were raised about the concerns, including the proximity to other services like the Salvation Army. City says this property on Idlewild is a viable alternative because it's close to transit and centrally located. The purchase price for the building, $1.6 million, which the city says would be covered through federal funding. The site would be operated by the Saskatoon Tribal Council. The plan still needs council approval. The University of Saskatchewan has eliminated a handful of positions in its IT department. The post-secondary institution is confirming 7 jobs are being cut from its information and communications technology unit. The university says decisions like these are not taken lightly, but are made in order to operate responsibly and within financial means. It adds the move will allow for better streamlined operations and says the affected employees have been offered supports. RCMP have enlisted the help of a drone to arrest a man who ran from them in the Turtleford area. RCMP say it's Saturday night about 9 o'clock. Turtleford RCMP found a vehicle at a home on Thunderchild First Nation that was linked to a wanted person. When officers tried to arrest him, he ran into the nearby woods. Using a drone, police were able to search the woods. They found him. He climbed a tree. 34-year-old Christopher Dillon is facing a string of outstanding charges set to appear in court yesterday. Sask Power has signed an agreement with K+S Potash Mine to buy power generated through the Bethune Mine's refining process. The mine is expanding its heating and power facility near the mine to include 3 natural gas turbines and heat recovery steam generators, providing power and steam for mining operation along with electricity for Sask Power's grid. Under the 8-year agreement, Sask Power can buy up to 62 megawatts of power from K+S. The company says generating its own power helps with its carbon footprint and enables more potash production and expansion. town of White City is set to expand. The town has received approval from the province to annex nearly 200 hectares on the eastern edge of the community. The land had belonged to the RM of Edenwald. White City Mayor Mitch Simpson says their goal is to grow responsibly, and this will allow them to do that. Home sales in Canada saw a steep drop in January. Numbers from the CREA say sales fell 16% last month compared to a year ago. Experts believe the weather may have been a factor. The drop was mostly driven by the Golden Horseshoe and Southwest Ontario regions in Toronto. Both areas saw significant snowfall last month. U.S. President Donald Trump's threat to stall the opening of a bridge between Canada and the U.S. is now facing fresh scrutiny. Democrats say Trump's post about the Gordie Howe International Bridge came after his Commerce Secretary met with the owner of a competing bridge. The Ontario-Michigan Bridge has faced a long-time pushback from the family that owns the Ambassador Bridge and is also a major Republican donor. Democrats are now pressing for more details on Commerce Secretary Howard Lutnick's meeting and his correspondence. Ex-South Korean President Yoon Suk-yeol has been sentenced to life in prison after being found guilty of masterminding an insurrection. The 65-year-old arrived in court earlier today as protesters outside yelled. This case dates back to December 2024 when he made an attempt to impose martial law in order to overcome opposition-controlled legislature. Métis Nation Saskatchewan celebrating Indigenous Storytelling Month with a new book. A special gathering at the Rémy Modern for the launch of the special collection of stories shared by Métis elders across the province. In 2024, the team met with elders from 12 regions in Saskatchewan to hear reflections and stories rooted in independence, humor, respect, family, and deep connections to the land that bind each other. Today, those stories can be read all in one place.
It is really the only book that I'm aware of that talks about Métis elders and brings voice to Métis elders. And I think that, it's a glorious moment in Métis history.
Indigenous Storyteller Month runs until the end of February. Sounds like a perfect movie script. Young prodigy coach facing her mentor in a winner-take-all basketball game. Well, that is what's happening for Cougars women's basketball interim head coach Michaela Kleisinger. It's real life on Friday. Here's Jacob Carr.
There aren't many sweeter sounds in the game of basketball. Perhaps the final buzzer after a playoff win. One more of those for the U of R Cougars women's basketball team would see them clinch a Nationals berth. But in order to do so, the Cougars will have to defeat the UBC Thunderbirds and former head coach Dave Taylor, who spent nearly 2 decades in the role.
I think Disney should make a movie because you couldn't write it better. We were just waiting to see who it was going to be, and it is Dave, and that's, in some ways really great, and we kind of know what to expect, and in other ways it's just kind of a really fun twist to sort of the end half of our season here.
Second-year forward Izzy Foust, who back in her rookie year told me she committed to the Cougars from Manitoba because she wanted to help bring them a national championship, says the younger players want to win Friday's game for the veterans.
I know we have a lot of fifth years this year, and I don't think they have been to nationals, and I think it would mean so much to us if we could help them get there because it's their last chance to do it. And we're such a tight-knit group that, we're playing for them, we're doing it for them. So for us, it means everything.
For fifth-year Cougars, Brenna Metz, Rachel Vanderhooft, Kara Miskey, and Jade Belmore, they're trying to make their first nationals in their final season with the team. And for Kleisinger, she says there is no more deserving group in the country to participate in the Final 8 tournament.
It makes me emotional, honestly. I went to nationals 4 times as an athlete, and if I'm being honest, completely took it for granted these kids deserve to go. They, not just our fifth years, but this group means a lot to this program and how we're going to move it forward.
Vanderhoof says this team is a special group that would cherish achieving one of their ultimate goals as a unit.
Just a culmination of all our hard work and everything. Yeah, and just to be able to win it with these girls or get there with these girls would mean so much.
Tip-off from War Memorial Gym at the University of British Columbia goes at 8 p.m. Sask time. Jacob Carr, CTV News, Regina.
Jehu getting us fired up about some basketball. A flight was grounded for these cedar waxwings yesterday due to the snow. Brad from Humboldt Lake, Saskatchewan sent this in to us, Janelle. Little confusing time for some wildlife.
Gorgeous, though. Thank you so much for sending this in. It is a beautiful shot, and it got some snow in it for sure.
Yeah. Do we have more on the way, or are we done now?
We're done now for a while. We are expecting to see some more snow return next week, but for the remainder of this week, we are in the clear, at least snow-wise. Let's take a look here at our morning view, which is brought to you by Affinity Wealth Management. We know investing. Minus 26 here in Regina, seeing some of those snow showers. Be very careful on those roads. Wherever you are here in the province, make sure you're checking in with Highway Hotline because things are looking a little bit better than yesterday, but again, it's still a little bit slick out there. Over to Saskatoon now, minus 29, seeing that sun rise and a little bit more sunshine today than yesterday. Now let's look over at our futurecast. We are seeing some cloud cover moving through the province here, but again, no snow in the forecast for today until next week. So we are in the clear from that, but those temperatures are going to remain quite cold. Saskatoon and surrounding areas are under that yellow cold warning, which will be mainly experienced overnight for the remainder of the week. So bundle up wherever you're off to. For our current temperatures in Saskatchewan, Buffalo Narrows at minus 33, Spiritwood minus 31, Hudson Bay minus 15, South End minus 22, East End minus 25, Weyburn minus 24, Wynyard minus 27, and the Battlefords at minus 30. Now for our highs today, we are seeing that cloud cover in the sky again. Some sunshine peeking through. More of it is to come tomorrow. The Battlefords will be reaching that high of about minus 24. Swift Current minus 19, along with Weyburn, Yorkton minus 18. Now let's look at this 5-day forecast. Here's what we can expect for the next couple of days. In Regina today, minus 20 for our high, seeing some of that sunshine come out. Tomorrow, minus 19 to wrap up the week, and over the weekend, we'll see those cold temperatures continue. Minus 17 for both days, minus 26 for the low on Saturday, minus 18 on Sunday for that low, and on Monday we'll be reaching a high of minus 7. Over to Saskatoon, minus 21 for the high today, seeing a cloudier sky. However, tomorrow to wrap up the week, we will be having that sunshine above us. Minus 20 for the high, but still reaching minus 28 for the low Friday night. Over the weekend, Saturday, minus 16, Sunday, minus 19. Monday is when Saskatoon and those surrounding areas can expect to see some of that snow return. And Monday, minus 19 for the low in the evening.
Matt Scooby here in the Sports Center newsroom with your must-see moment from Wednesday. For it, we head to the Premier League, where, again, league leaders Arsenal taking on the Wolves. Second half stoppage time, Gunners up 2-1. They fail to clear the cross. Tomadozi smashes it off an Arsenal defender. The ball then goes off the post before deflecting in. Wolves, who sit last in the table, come back from 2 goals down to shock the league leaders. That is your must-see moment from Wednesday. And today, Canada goes for gold against the United States, and women's hockey coverage starts at 1 p.m. Eastern, 10 a.m. Pacific on CBC and TSN. That's all for now from the Sports Center newsroom. Have a great day.
The federal and provincial governments are providing an additional $1.4 million to address interpersonal violence in Saskatchewan. Elena Ross is the Minister of Justice and joins us in the studio this morning. Thank you so much for being here.
Oh, my pleasure, Daryl.
We were just here a little while ago talking about some of the ministerial changes that you guys made in order to combat gender-based violence and domestic violence in the province. Now we're throwing some cash behind it.
Yes.
Tell us what this means for these organizations that do this hard work.
Oh, well, we are so appreciative of the good work that these organizations do, so it allows them to expand their programming and to be able to support more families who are experiencing interpersonal violence.
Where does the money come from?
This portion of the money that we're talking about comes from the National Action Plan, and it's matching funding through us. We also provide additional funding provincially in all of our programs. We're looking at $32 million annually just in justice alone. And if you expand that across government, it's $72 million our province invests into interpersonal violence.
One of the things that was noted during this press conference was that some of the money is going to be put towards helping people in the workplace identify other people in the workplace who may be having issues.
Yes.
At home. That's an interesting point.
Yes, and it is. And we have spoken with families of victims of interpersonal violence. This was something that, they were very passionate about. So this is a free online programming. Right now it's not a mandatory program, but we've made this available to all employers in Saskatchewan, and we strongly encourage employers to take advantage of this. Not only are they helping to protect their employees, but interpersonal violence can impact businesses as well. People will come to work tired and worried, and so it supports businesses in that way too. But most importantly, it helps with people who are experiencing interpersonal violence.
Let's back up. Just how difficult is the problem in Saskatchewan? How bad is the problem here?
We have some challenges. We do have a high rate of interpersonal violence. We have a lot of challenges. That's why we're working across government to provide strong programs to help support the victims and to encourage people to learn more about interpersonal violence. And the 211 was enhanced for that. That was really important for my area. I live in the northern part of the province, and we've enhanced that to include some of our local northern, more remote communities, and also to include Dene and Cree that would be available in those areas. So it's important to be able to reach all parts of our province.
If somebody does want to access some of the supports offered by some of these organizations, or they're watching right now and they're saying, I'm going through this. I know there's hand gestures that have been added over the last few years and video calls and things like this. How do they reach out to some of these groups or to your office and get the help that they might need?
Well, you can always reach out, go onto the government website to get our contact information. But the quickest and fastest way is our 211 information. And I strongly encourage all people, if they suspect that they are in a situation where they're experiencing interpersonal violence or know someone who is, to reach out to that. To 211, SAS 211.
Minister, thank you for your time today.
Thank you, Daryl.
Canadians are pulling back from visiting the U.S. and airlines are paying attention right now. Montreal-based Air Transat says it will no longer fly to the U.S. this summer, with its last flight across the border operating in early June. In March last year, it operated 9 routes to and from the U.S., but that number had dropped to 3 as of early 2026. WestJet, Canada's second biggest airline, also slashing flights across the border for this summer. It's suspending 16 routes, including big city pairings like Boston to Vancouver and L.A. to Toronto. Tariffs paid by mid-sized U.S. businesses tripled over the course of the last year. New research tied to one of America's leading banks showing on Thursday more evidence that President Donald Trump's push to charge higher taxes on imports is causing economic disruption. The additional taxes have meant that companies that employ a combined 48 million people in the U.S., the kinds of businesses that Trump had promised to revive, have had to find ways to absorb the new expense by passing it along to customers in the form of higher prices, employing fewer workers, or accepting lower profits. Those are your morning business headlines. For B&M Bloomberg, I'm Roger Peterson.
It's February 19th, and because there were no submissions for today, here's a few celebrity birthdays to share. In honor of our very own Kayleen Sawatsky, we'd like to wish Chapel Roan a very happy 28th birthday. Justine Bateman turns 60 today. Happy birthday to you. Former hockey defenseman Ryan Whitney turns 43. We hope your day is slap-shot-tacular. And Leslie Davis Baker is 68 today. Happy birthday to you.
Milestones, brought to you by Harbor Landing Village, an award-winning senior care and living community in Regina.
If you have a milestone coming up, you can send us an email to yourmorningsaskatchewan@ctv.ca, or you can scan that QR code on your screen. Please make sure to send them at least one day in advance.
Jace, have you ever heard anyone use the expression slap-shot-tacular? What was that?
I think I'm going to, though. That's going to catch on 100%, especially with Olympic hockey going on right now. It's what the people needed. A new phrase to express our hope and just excitement.
That's what it is. What's going on the radio? Is there hope and excitement?
Oh, we're hoping so. We're hoping it's a slap-shot-tacular day here. Remember, yesterday we had a lot of hope that we were going to crack the co-op number. We didn't, but we added more money to it. So we got $1,350 to play for coming up here in just 7 minutes. So get us going with the iHeartRadio app. We just need that final digit. There's only been 6 numbers that haven't been guessed for the last one, too. So you have a 1 in 6 shot of just throwing up a random number and winning $1,350 to spend over at your local co-op. So get on that, get ready, 7 o'clock. Hopefully you can crack the co-op number.
U2 has some new music. The band is out with Days of Ash, a new 6-track EP that includes 5 new songs and a poem. U2 says it comes ahead of a new album they plan to release later this year that's, quote, inspired by the many extraordinary and courageous people fighting on the front lines of freedom.
You want me? Dead or alive?
Tom Noonan has died. The character actor's breakout role was in 1986's Manhunter, after which he starred in crime and action thrillers like RoboCop 2, Last Action Hero, and Heat. Noonan was 74. Free me. Those were the words posted to Shia LaBeouf's X account after the Transformer star was arrested in New Orleans earlier this week. Police reports indicate the 39-year-old actor got into an altercation with 2 other men during Mardi Gras celebrations. And 11 turns 22. Stranger Things star Millie Bobby Brown is celebrating a birthday today. And that's what's happening in Hollywood. Melissa Adon, ABC News.
If you are a procrastinator, you might be a pro at avoiding the things you need to do, like this.
This cafe in Japan does not let you leave. Let me explain. You can only enter this cafe if you bring work you have to finish by a certain deadline.
Okay, so that's right. This cafe in Tokyo is anti-procrastination, where you can't leave until you finish all your work. So you show them what you got.
Whoa.
They will not let you go until you're done.
I'd panic.
Yeah, probably. It's like it's a panic room. That's what it is.
Yeah.
It's an escape room, except the answer is do your work.
Very oddly threatening.
Should I institute this here? Or you guys always leave. Where did everybody go?
Okay.
You get to read this one.
Well,
unless you're going to try to leave.
Are you ready for a mindset change? Something to bring some positivity.
Oh, I love positivity.
I've just been down lately. I think things are starting to get better, though. Starting to look up.
So this man was just starting to be a little bit more optimistic, but when he actually looks up, he sees what looks like a flying squid in the sky. So that might not be the best omen.
Guess today's not his day. He's going to get inked.
What is going on?
We're manufacturing bad videos, JD. We're back after this.
Yeah.
It's Thursday, February 19th. And we get news this morning. Police in the UK have arrested Andrew Mountbatten Windsor on suspicion of misconduct in public office.
Matt brings a wealth of experience.
Matt Generoun, now the 3rd Conservative to cross the floor, but the Liberals are still shy of a majority. And expect productivity across the country to take a little dip around noon as the Canada and U.S. squads go for gold in women's hockey. Stay with us, Saskatchewan. Your morning starts right now. Welcome Welcome to Your Morning Saskatchewan. I'm Daryl.
And I'm Janelle. Thank you for being back with us.
A lot of drifting snow out there and things like that. People are getting stuck, and you met a snow angel yesterday.
I did. I have the loveliest neighbors who came and dug me out yesterday. So thank you to them. Big shout out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Be a little careful if you're heading out there. The winds are pretty high. Let's get to news. We do begin with that breaking news story this morning out of the UK. Andrew Mountbatten Windsor has been arrested on suspicion of misconduct in public office. He remains in custody at this hour as police search two addresses he's connected to in Berkshire and Norfolk. This comes after Thames Valley Police said they were assessing a complaint over the alleged sharing of confidential material with the late convicted sex offender Jeffrey Epstein. At this moment, there are a number of details we don't quite know yet, including the specifics of the allegations against him, what information prompted the arrest, and where he's being held. Today is also his birthday. The Liberals are still 3 seats shy of a majority, even after Conservative Matt Genereux crossed the floor yesterday.
Quite simply couldn't sit on the sidelines after seeing what the Prime Minister was, the ambitious agenda he was undertaking.
You'll remember in November, Genereux said he was leaving politics to spend more time with his family, but apparently changed his mind on that. The Alberta MP was in the Prime Minister, says it was the Prime Minister's speech in Davos that convinced him to reevaluate. Conservative leader Pierre Poilievre says crossing the floor is a betrayal of the people in his riding. The minister responsible for intergovernmental affairs, Dominic LeBlanc, weighed in on the floor crossing, criticizing Conservative leader Pierre Poilievre, who accused the Liberals of making dirty backroom deals. Here's more now from LeBlanc.
He should look in the mirror and ask himself why he's having these challenges in his caucus. It's easy to somehow make up a phrase like backroom deals. He would be the expert in that sort of stuff. If his caucus members choose to leave his caucus, he can explain that.
The NDP leadership race federally nearing the finish line, and tonight 5 candidates will vie for your vote in the second and final debate.
Thursday night's debate is the last moment, really, for widespread persuasion. Voting begins on March 9th. That is when the GOTV voter turnout begins. And I think that this is the moment that a candidate could break through.
The 5 candidates are documentary filmmaker Avi Lewis, MP from Alberta Heather McPherson, dock worker Rob Ashton, the first Indigenous leadership candidate Tennille Johnson, and organic farmer Tony McQuail. They will all square off tonight in BC. Voting will start March 9th using a ranked ballot system, and the winner will be announced on March 29th. The Saskatchewan NDP criticizing the province for recently spending a lot of money with the legislature not in session, saying the Sask Party has debt and deficit concerns. The province feels the NDP is being hypocritical considering the money is going to things like healthcare and education. Damian Smith reports.
The NDP is criticizing the government of Saskatchewan for quietly spending $650 million just a few weeks away from the provincial budget.
When it comes to Scott Moe's debt and deficit, it is Saskatchewan people who continue to pay the price. Tax, squander, and repeat. Again, this is a government stuck in a rut and pushing on the gas.
On February 13th, the province issued several special warrants for 12 different ministries, with $338 million going towards the Ministry of Health, the majority of that earmarked for the Saskatchewan Health Authority, and $103 million going to the Agriculture Ministry of Agri-Stability. Other sectors getting unbudgeted cash injections include community safety, education, social services, and highways.
This government has a long history of dumping money into solve problems that Saskatchewan people only see the service deteriorate.
The special warrants say the expenses are urgently and immediately required for the public good. In a statement to CTV News, the province said the NDP has been demanding that the government spend more in the healthcare system and other important services, in addition to protecting Saskatchewan's economy from the Trump tariffs. Now, after the government has done exactly that, the NDP is demanding that they cut spending. Adding, in the upcoming budget, the government will be moving forward with the second year of its personal income tax reduction plan, which means lower taxes for everyone in Saskatchewan. The opposition is also criticizing the province's timing.
Like, people are not stupid. When you stick special warrants on Family Day long weekend, It doesn't say much about what you think about the people of this province.
In November's mid-year update, the province's deficit reached $427 million, due in part to last year's costly wildfire season. The next provincial budget will be released on March 18th. Damien Smith, CTV News, Regina.
A new analysis by JP Morgan Chase showed that tariffs paid by mid-sized U.S. businesses tripled over the course of the last year, despite claims by the Trump administration that foreigners are covering these costs. The additional taxes for these companies that employ over 48 million people in the U.S. have had to find ways to absorb the new expense by either passing it along to consumers in the form of higher prices, employing fewer workers, or accepting lower profits. The research doesn't say how additional costs are affecting the economy, but it does indicate that tariffs are being paid by U.S. firms. People are still digging themselves out from that snowstorm across the province. How much did you get in Saskatoon?
Daryl, I think 16 centimeters was the official snowfall amount that the city has given out, but big drifts and things like that really made some things difficult, let's say that. Now, they were expecting up to 25 centimeters in parts of the province. So in Saskatoon, a good portion of Wednesdays spent digging out, and Keenan Sorokon went out and talked to some of the people doing so.
Winter is back in Saskatoon after a snowstorm spanning across much of the province dropped more than 10 centimeters or 4 inches of snow Tuesday night.
Well, I knew we were going to get another one. It's February yet.
John Hume doesn't mind a snowfall like this after a few weeks of warm weather. Being one of the few people with a snowblower on his street, he doesn't hesitate to help out his neighbors and clear snow where needed.
Oh yeah, I enjoy it. It's nice to have good neighbors, and if you help them out, maybe you get better neighbors.
For many others, it was time to get some exercise and put the shovels to use. Marcus Kennedy didn't know it was going to snow until he was driving home yesterday as the snow began falling.
I was surprised. Honestly, I thought we were going to be done with snow, but, Mother Nature and all. It just sneaks up on you.
Graders were out clearing streets as snow piled up. Buses were running a little late in the morning with snow drifts preventing buses from pulling into some stops, but otherwise, the city was well prepared for what ultimately arrived.
I wouldn't say we've seen any surprises this time. We were expecting quite a bit of snow and some pretty high winds, and that's essentially what we got.
Crews will spend the night doing another pass on the city's busiest streets to get the roughly 5 centimeters that fell throughout the day before moving on to other priority streets once the snow stops falling. The city is asking drivers to take some extra time and give plenty of space for all the extra equipment out clearing snow on the road. While Kennedy is hoping there's not many more days like this for the rest of winter.
Spring can't come soon enough. That's all I can say.
Keenan Sorokon, CTV News, Saskatoon.
So that was the scene in Saskatoon, but Daryl, it looks like Regina got even more than we did.
Feels like about 25 centimeters, experts say. All right, so the city says a full fleet of graders and plows are out. These guys are doing some shoveling. There's also impacts at the airport.
If we have a flight going into Calgary and they've got a storm and they can't land, they're not going to take off from here. So the weather on the arrival airport matters as well. So we've got wild weather all around Canada right now.
Did airport reminding you to check the status of your flight before you head over there. Should be okay today. How about the highways, you ask? Well, a lot of delays for big trucks and everyone yesterday due to ice and just the overall conditions.
Yeah, I have an appointment this 7 a.m. So I forgot. So I called my office to rebook an appointment today.
Just last night, nothing more traffic because after the snowfalls, everyone is enjoying their home.
I started early from Winnipeg yesterday. I knew this stuff was coming in, but still it took me instead of usual 6 hours, it took 8-9 hours to come here. It was pretty bad near Indian Head.
RCMP say no serious collisions or fatalities reported as a result of the weather. And at this hour, travel not recommended on highways on the map in blue. That includes Highway 3 and Highway 6 in the Melfort and Tisdale areas. Further south, the Trans-Canada reporting snow, drifting snow, a little bit of ice from Balgonie all the way to the Manitoba border, and Highway 33 under the same conditions from Regina to Highway 13 should improve as that sun comes up. Alberta is stepping up its fight against wildfires. Yeah, we go from snow to fire here, spending millions of dollars on new water bombers. It's being called a long-term investment aimed at strengthening response while also creating local jobs and boosting training programs. Mark Villani reports.
Alberta has seen its share of wildfire devastation, from homes burnt to the ground in Fort McMurray to the town of Jasper up in flames. It's why the province is opening up its pocketbook to stay prepared.
This is an investment in public safety, in the lives of Albertans, protection of their property, protection of our communities.
Alberta's government is spending $400 million allocated from its 2024 budget to purchase 5 new DHC 515 aircrafts from de Havilland, Canada. These new models will complement Alberta's existing fleet of 4 water bombers, flying 15% faster at up to 330 kilometers per hour and increasing aerial drop capacity by nearly 60%. Entirely built in Alberta, the first water bomber is expected to arrive by spring 2031, and the remaining aircraft delivered over the following 2 years.
New aircraft are a game changer. They're built for Alberta. They fly faster, carry more water, and reload in seconds, giving our wildland firefighters the power to hit wildfires hard and early.
It's all part of a deal that aims to create and sustain at least 1,000 jobs. Welcome news for SAIT's aviation programs, which have doubled training capacity over the last few years just to keep up with demand.
And today we have over 80% of our airplanes either made by us or sourced by Canadian companies. Unheard of in this kind of sector in aerospace.
All the while, de Havilland soon expects to open its new field manufacturing facility by 2028, just 30 kilometers east of Calgary in Wheatland County.
This was a move that shows confidence in Alberta's economy and our government's ability to keep Alberta as the best place to do business.
And with a stronger workforce and faster aircraft, Alberta hopes to save more lives.
It can be greatly reduced when we're capable of a stronger and more rapid response.
Mark Villani, CTV News, Calgary.
The Canadian women will face the U.S. this afternoon for Olympic gold in women's hockey. This is the 5th straight time these two teams have faced each other. Canada won 4 years ago in Beijing. They did look shaky early on in the tournament when they lost 5-0 to the U.S., but they will have their captain, Marie-Philippe Poulin, back in the lineup. Puck drops at 12:10 our time. Fans will be watching after yesterday's nail-biter on the men's side. There was every emotion in the book. Canadians went through it yesterday, watching Canada finally beat Czechia 4-3 in an overtime thriller. Men's semifinal is tomorrow against Finland. The gold medal game is on Sunday. Some places got a lot of snow yesterday, including Humboldt Lake. Brad couldn't get out of his door, out of his house. He had to walk around and say, why won't this door open? Boom, there it is.
Oh, no. That is so much snow. We got hit pretty hard. I'm so sorry that happened to you, Brad. Well, the good news, we do have good news coming up here, is that we aren't expecting to see any more snow, at least for the next few days. However, next week, brace yourselves, we are going to be getting a little bit more. Let's take a look here at our morning view. Minus 27 in Regina. Again, seeing those snow showers that will progress throughout the morning. Things are going to clear up as the day goes on. Over to Saskatoon, minus 30, even chillier. Make sure you're bundling up here today. Good news again, once that sun rises, we will be seeing quite a bit of it across Saskatchewan. Let's take a look over at our futurecast. We aren't expecting to see that snow system moving through anytime soon. Some cloud cover in the sky, but again, we aren't getting that precipitation. Now, with these cold temperatures, Saskatoon and surrounding areas are still under that yellow cold warning. This will be experienced mainly overnight for the remainder of the week. Now let's take a look at those current temperatures here in Saskatchewan. Buffalo Narrows minus 35, South End minus 22, Spiritwood minus 31, Hudson Bay sitting at minus 15, East End minus 25 along with Weyburn, Yorkton minus 21 and Wynyard minus 27. For our highs today, seeing that cloud cover in the sky and a little bit of sunshine peeking through as well. The Battleford's at -24 for their high. Prince Albert -21. Yorkton -18. Estevan -19. Swift Current also at that -19. For a 7-day forecast, right here in Regina, -24 our high, reaching that low of about -25 here tonight. Tomorrow, -19, and over the weekend, still seeing those very cold temperatures. Saturday, -17, and at that -17 degree mark again for Sunday. Now, next week, we'll start to see those temperatures leveling out just a little bit. Monday, kicking off the new week with -7. Tuesday, expecting to see some of those scattered flurries returning in Regina and surrounding areas. -11, and Wednesday, -8. Over to Saskatoon, -21 today for the high, -28 tonight for the low. Friday, -20, seeing a little bit more sunshine and keeping that sunshine over the weekend as well. -16 on Saturday, and on Sunday, -19. Now Monday is when those scattered flurries are expected to hit the Saskatoon area. -12 as that high, so still seeing fairly reasonable temperatures. On Tuesday, a little bit more cloud cover in the sky as well, -13, and Wednesday, -7. Time for our rural forecast for today. Meadow Lake seeing -22 along with Spiritwood. Lloydminster -23. Hudson Bay -13. Wynyard -22. Maple Creek -17. Leader and East End both at -18. And Broadview sitting at -19. Now let's take a look over at Kalanze, where internet speeds up to 1 gig are available from SaskTel. Feeling that high of about -22 here today. Mix of sun and clouds in the sky. No snow rather in the forecast.
Matt Scooby here in the Sports Center newsroom with your must-see moment from Wednesday. For it, we head to the Premier League, where, again, league leaders Arsenal taking on the Wolves. Second half stoppage time, Gunners up 2-1. They fail to clear the cross. Tomadozi smashes it off an Arsenal defender. The ball then goes off the post before deflecting in. Wolves, who sit last in the table, come back from 2 goals down to shock the league leaders. That is your must-see moment from Wednesday. And today, Canada goes for gold against the United States, and women's hockey coverage starts at 1 p.m. Eastern, 10 a.m. Pacific on CBC and TSN. That's all for now from the Sports Center newsroom. Have a great day.
Well, one of the great things about winning the Grey Cup in Saskatchewan is it gets to go a lot of places. The community tour is underway. It's going to make a stop in Yorkton on March 6th. The Grey Cup will be at the Westland Arena for the Terriers game, 6:30-ish or so. The Cup will stay overnight and make an appearance at the Yorkton Tribal Council at the powwow at 1 p.m. Then going to go to Foam Lake. It's everywhere. And this is one of the cool things, Jeremy, about winning this thing, right?
Yeah, it's great. I've been waiting for an opportunity in Saskatoon, or at least somewhere nearby, when all my family is free, like on a weekend or something, where we can all get together and have a quick family snap with the cup. I had one from 2013. My daughter was like 1 in it. It'd be nice to have an update.
Oh, you got to update that.
It's time.
I loved when he brought his daughter to work. Remember that?
I do remember
Why did you go with your dad for work? Cool job? No, he gets off early.
Yeah.
That's my favorite. Also, I should note,
that's my girl.
Assiniboia on February 26th, Fort Capella on the 28th, Estevan March 14th, Saskatoon for Telemiracle on the 1st, and a Canada's Farm Show on March 19th. So it is going everywhere. Riderville.com for all your information. We've asked you at home what Olympic sport you've enjoyed watching the most. We've gone through our texts, through our social media interactions, all that kind of good stuff, and we have these answers to share with you.
That's right. We've got some great ones. Terry here, who says definitely hockey and curling for both men's and women's.
Curling's been fun this year because they're yelling at each other.
Yeah.
Who would have thought the first fight would have been in curling?
They were getting a little scrappy.
A little spicy.
We've also got Janice here, who says anything Canada is in, but especially downhill skiing and figure skating.
Always that risk of injury, right?
So true.
Hockey, figure skating, bobsled, Sheldon's into all of it.
You love to see it. There's so many great ones. We've also got Debbie here who says curling.
Oh, yeah, they enjoy watching the curling.
Yeah.
And, Allison out in Bengoff, shout out to you in Bengoff. Hockey, of course, 12 o'clock this afternoon.
That's right.
Women's gold medal game, big one.
Yes, and there's still time for you to send in your answers.
Oh, how do we do that?
Oh, we would love to hear from you.
So glad you asked.
Easy peasy. You can text your name and answer to 10400. Standard message rates may apply, or you can scan that QR code on your screen. We'd love to hear from you.
Saskatoon, grab your phones. You haven't answered yet. 10400.
Canadians are pulling back from visiting the U.S., and airlines are paying attention right now. Montreal-based Air Transat says it will no longer fly to the U.S. this summer, with its last flight across the border operating in early June. In March last year, it operated 9 routes to and from the U.S., but that number had dropped to 3 as of early 2026. WestJet, Canada's second biggest airline, also slashing flights across the border for this summer. It's suspending 16 routes, including big city pairings like Boston to Vancouver and LA to Toronto. Tariffs paid by mid-sized U.S. businesses tripled over the course of the last year. New research tied to one of America's leading banks showing on Thursday more evidence that President Donald Trump's push to charge higher taxes on imports is causing economic disruption. The additional taxes have meant that companies that employ a combined 48 million people in the U.S., the kinds of businesses that Trump had promised to revive, have had to find ways to absorb the new expense by passing it along to customers in the form of higher prices, employing fewer workers, or accepting lower profits. Those are your morning business headlines. For BNN Bloomberg, I'm Roger Peterson.
All right, it's time for your morning mystery. We've got 3 clues lined up for you. Let's see what clue number 1 is today. Didn't get a person, place, or thing. We'll find out along the way with you. We lose between 1 and 5 of these a day.
Okay.
Thankfully, we have upwards of 200 of them. Wait a minute, hold on. Take out your earpiece. No cheating.
Earpiece is coming out.
Okay, clue number 3. The longest ever was 8 inches long.
Oh.
Okay, so we lose between 1 and 5 of these a day.
I've got it.
Upwards of 200 of them. This is a guess.
I am blanking. I have no idea.
I'm going to put a question mark here, which kind of looks like a 2. Okay, answer's up. Oh, hold on. He can see.
Oh.
Yeah. He can see the monitor.
Wait, I got too excited.
Big blank.
Eyelash. My question mark looks kind of like a 2. What is? It is eyelashes.
Yeah.
All right.
Nice.
Wow.
Okay.
That's a very vibrant green eye they found for this image.
You've got a lot of eyelashes.
Very nice.
Green eyes that nice. That was today's morning mystery.
Studio consideration provided by Father's Furniture, specializing in quality Canadian-made furniture.
Here's a look at today's gas prices. In Regina, the common cost to fill up is $127.9. You can find regular fuel for as low as $102.9. And in Saskatoon, the common cost is $124.9, and the lowest you might find is $116.9. Taking a look at farm markets, the street price of canola is $619.43 per ton, and the futures price is $670.20 per ton. Amber Durum wheat is $278.59 per ton, and Red Spring wheat is $259.36 per ton. And the Canadian dollar begins the day trading at 73.11 cents U.S. After the break, a Saskatoon neighborhood is gathering to discuss harm reduction.
Does say welcome to your morning. Let's get to your headlines for this part of the hour, and we begin with the story that Janelle was just talking about before the break. Businesses and residents in Saskatoon's Riversdale neighborhood set to gather for a town hall meeting to discuss prairie harm reduction. Safe Consumption Site is renewing its federal exemption from Health Canada, a license that allows people to use illegal substances on site without being arrested. MP Brad Redikob, along with the Riversdale Business Improvement District and Saskatoon West Business Association, hosting that meeting. Organizers are encouraging you to share concerns about safety, crime, and social disorder in the area. Prairie Harm Reduction says crime is not a direct result of its services.
What they are asking is for people to come, share all of this information as if PHR is the sole purpose that this is happening. It's all our fault that things are happening.
Kayla DeMong, who you just heard from there, says Prairie Harm Reduction was not invited to the meeting, but she does plan to attend. She says she welcomes questions and offering tours of the facility for those who want to see it. In response to an interview request, the Saskatoon West Business Association says it'll provide a statement after the meeting. SaskPower has signed an agreement with K+S Potash Mine to buy power generated through Bethune's mine refining process. The mine expanding in its heating and power facility near the mine to include 3 natural gas turbines and heat recovery steam generators, providing power and steam for the mining operation, along with electricity for SaskPower's grid. Under the 8-year deal, SaskPower can buy up to 62 megawatts of power from K+S. The company says generating its own power helps with its carbon footprint and enables more potash production along with expansion. Saskatoon police are investigating after a house was shot at overnight. Officers called to a home on the 1000 block of Avenue D North about 3 o'clock in the morning. They say they arrived to find a broken window and evidence that it had been shot at. People were inside at the time. No one was injured. Even as the snowfall lets up, the travel not recommended does remain in a couple of areas in the province. Wayne Mantika checked in with some travelers who decided to wait out the worst of the storm yesterday.
Truckers pulling into the Regina Esso truck stop say they drove through very difficult weather conditions.
I started early from Winnipeg yesterday. I knew this stuff was coming in, but still it took me instead of usual 6 hours, it took 8-9 hours to come here. It was pretty bad near Indian Head.
Some truckers say they were the only vehicles on the highway during the height of the storm.
Only we are truck drivers, we have to go destinations to cover the deliveries and loading.
Still, many miss delivery appointments at their destination because of the weather.
Yeah, I have an appointment this 7 a.m. So I never get, so I call my office to rebook an appointment today.
The highway hotline did not recommend travel through many parts of the province. RCMP confirmed that road conditions were poor.
I can say that just from myself, I've been out and about early this morning since probably about 7 o'clock, and I can say that the conditions, according to the hotline, were travel was not recommended, and I would certainly agree with that.
The storm is moving northeastward as it clears the province.
We're expecting temperatures to be well below normal pretty much for the rest of the month.
The highway hotline says motorists should still check for road conditions before setting out.
Because as we've been seeing throughout the system, and it sounds like in the days ahead, the weather's constantly changing.
Cold Arctic weather is now setting in the aftermath of the storm, and that will provide Saskatchewan with its next weather challenge. Wayne Mantika, CTV News, Regina.
Prince Albert adjusting to the ongoing conditions. The city called a snow route parking ban, asking drivers to avoid parking on designated snow routes to allow for snow clearing. They are marked with permanent no parking when the snow route is called. Parkland Ambulance says EMS teams face challenges on the road and are reducing non-urgent transfers.
We start to add a 4x4 vehicle to respond to emergencies as well. One, a 4x4 gives us a little bit more mobility, so maybe we can get into someone's driveway.
The man you just heard from there says ambulances may need to park in the middle of residential streets when responding to emergencies so they avoid getting stuck. Now to Meta CEO Mark Zuckerberg taking the stand in a landmark case alleging his company's apps are designed to be addictive to kids, and tense moments yesterday as he was grilled about age restrictions. Elizabeth Schulze reports.
This morning, Meta CEO Mark Zuckerberg on defense after nearly 8 hours on the witness stand in a first-of-its-kind trial. pushing back against claims Instagram is designed to be addictive for kids and teens. The trial centers on a 20-year-old named Kaylee, who says she started using social media as young as age 6. She claims the app's features like constant notifications got her hooked and eventually caused depression, anxiety, and body image issues.
Part of what makes this case tricky for Meta is that there are people who have suffered as a result of things that happened on social media and on Meta's social media products. But their defense is, it's awful, it's terrible, but you can't blame us for it.
Instagram bans users under age 13. In a tense grilling, Zuckerberg testifying the company has acknowledged for a while that people get around the age restrictions. Kaylee's lawyers showing internal Meta documents from 2015, estimating 4 million children under age 13 were on Instagram, and claiming Zuckerberg set goals to increase the time users spent on the apps. Zuckerberg responding, I think I've been clear that we used to have goals on this, and then we changed that. Tammy Rodriguez was in court during Zuckerberg's testimony, part of a group of families who showed up at the LA trial with photos of their children.
The hardest thing still now is the quiet in the house.
Her daughter Selena died by suicide at age 11. Tammy telling us she became obsessed with social media apps and developed depression.
What I want people to remember is all of these kids, all of our families that are involved in this, our kids were more than just a number.
Elizabeth Schulze, ABC News, Washington.
If you're a fan of Reese's peanut butter cups, maybe you'll agree with this. The grandson of the inventor says the cups taste different and is accusing Hershey of cutting corners. 70-year-old Brad Reese sent a letter to Hershey's corporate brand manager accusing the company of hurting the Reese's brand by shifting to cheaper ingredients in some products. He said he had to throw out a bag of Reese's Valentine hearts, saying the company replaced milk chocolate with compound coatings and peanut butter with peanut cream. In a statement, Hershey says it sometimes makes product recipe adjustments, but the peanut butter cups are made the same way they've always been made. H.B. Reese invented Reese's peanut butter cups in 1928, and his 6 sons eventually sold his company to Hershey in 1963. 2 Saskatoon Blades alumni are being honored next month as part of the team's inaugural Legends Night. The team announcing on Saturday, March 21st against the Prince Albert Raiders, they will induct Kelly Chase and Mark Watton to the Blades Hall of Fame. Chase played 195 games for the Blades and holds 4th place in franchise history with 800 penalty minutes while scoring 126 points. He played 12 years in the NHL with St. Louis, Hartford, and Toronto. Mark Watton played 296 games, scoring 168 points with Saskatoon. Played 43 games in the show, nearly 2 decades in the AHL and KHL. The names hanging from the rafters will also be automatically added to the Blades Hall of Fame. The induction ceremony will be held before the game. Is Tiger Woods ready to make a return?
Are you able to hit full shots yet, or
yeah.
and are you?
Yeah, I'm able to. Not well every day, but I can hit them.
Final thing with you in regards to your recovery, is the Masters off the table for you?
No.
Tiger Woods hasn't played on the PGA Tour since 2024 Opens Championship, and he's coming off disc replacement surgery on his lower back. But the 50-year-old is not ruling out the Masters, which are now just 2 months away. Woods has been working on his golf game and admits he can now hit full shots. No official date for his return. It'll be good for the game of golf. He really moves the needle. Check out the sunrise in Rollo. This shot coming in to us from Bruce.
Bruce, thanks for sending this in. This is a beautiful shot, too.
And those roads look a little bit covered. They could use some sunshine to melt some of that.
I think so, too. And this week might not be the week for warmth, but we aren't expecting to see too much more snow coming our way up until next week. So we do have some relief. Let's take a look at our morning view here, brought to you by Affinity Wealth Management. We know investing. Minus 27 here in Regina. Seeing that snow coming down. It is a little bit damp outside, which is going to impact those already icy roads. Be very careful on your morning commute here and make sure you're checking in with Highway Hotline. Over to Saskatoon, minus 30, seeing that sun rising. And once it does rise, we will be seeing more of it today than we saw yesterday for a very good portion here of the province. Let's take a look over at our futurecast now, where you can see those clouds moving through the sky. We aren't expecting any systems of snow for the rest of the week. Now, Saskatoon and surrounding areas are still under that yellow cold warning. That'll mainly be experienced overnight for the remainder of the week. But again, those daytime temperatures are going to be quite cold as well. For our currents here in Saskatchewan, Buffalo Narrows minus 35, Spiritwood minus 31, Hudson Bay minus 15, and South End at minus 22. Kindersley minus 26 along with Swift Current. Yorkton minus 21, Estevan at minus 24. Now let's look at those highs for today. Fairly cold temperatures throughout the province, and that is going to remain for the rest of the week as well. Next week, we'll start to see them lightening up just a little bit. The Battlefords will be seeing minus 24, Yorkton minus 18, Estevan minus 19, along with Swift Current and Weyburn minus 18. For our 5-day forecast, right here in Regina, minus 20 will be the high that we reach today. Tonight we'll be hitting about minus 25 for that low. Now sunshine today and into tomorrow as well, minus 19. Over the weekend, minus 17 for both Saturday and Sunday, but still seeing that sunshine. Monday a little bit cloudier and minus 7. Over to Saskatoon, minus 21 today is that high and minus 28 for the low. Tomorrow more sunshine over Saskatoon and surrounding areas as well, minus 20 for that high. Over the weekend, Saturday minus 16 and Sunday minus 19. Now, Monday is when those scattered flurries are going to be returning. So again, keep your eyes on that highway hotline. That will be impacting those driving conditions as well. Minus 12 on Monday for the high and reaching a low of minus 19.
In case you forgot, it is still winter until, later in March. So we've got another winter blast. We want to make sure that you are safe on the road because a lot of people were storm stayed over the last couple of days. Angel Blair is with CAA Saskatchewan and in studio with us this morning. First thing I noticed is this giant kit of everything you might need if you run into those conditions.
Absolutely. CAA always recommends be prepared. When it comes to winter safety, a good idea is to always have that winter safety kit in your vehicle. It does include a shovel most times, some blankets, booster cables, maybe pack some extra food in there. That means some water, non-perishable food items, maybe a flare, just something to keep you in your vehicle while you wait. It is a very big possibility. During the last snowstorm, we have a lot of snow and your vehicles can't get stuck.
And you guys always talk about watching the conditions. Sometimes you get stuck in the middle of it. I understand that, but you got to watch the highway conditions as you go.
Yeah, when it comes to being prepared for winter, check that highway hotline, check the road conditions and the weather conditions as well. Right now, what we're seeing is a lot of snow out there. Make sure you're prepared before you go out. So that also means making sure your brakes are in working order. Check your battery. Make sure you have a good battery in your car. There's the battery depot if you need to find out or more information on batteries. We also have roadside assistance. Make sure your stuff is up to date.
We talked to you about tires before. A lot of people don't check the pressures fluctuate, right?
Yeah, when it is colder, you do want the traction of winter tires. You also want a full fuel tank. That adds weight to your vehicle and it gets rid of moisture in your vehicle. So little things like that help you to be prepared.
If we do get stuck, what do we do?
Stay in your car. CAA always recommends you stay in your car. It acts as a temporary shelter, and when you call for roadside assistance, it keeps the wind and the cold out. But again, that's where your emergency kit comes in handy because you have some snacks. You can feel more prepared to stay out there a little bit longer. Make sure you have extra clothes, winter boots, winter coats, even a blanket helps.
Yeah, and there's a blanket in this kit, which is a wonderful thing, and some hand warmers. The shovel is a new addition over the last couple of years.
Well, yeah, you know what?
Sometimes you get out and you got to take matters into your own hands, right?
Well, if you are stuck and you think that you can get out, I mean, first of all, watch the weather. If it's minus 40, know that your skin can freeze in moments. You know, just protect yourself. But if you are looking to get out, there are a couple safety tips that CA does have, and that is if you have a shovel, maybe dig your tires out a little. If you have, you know, some kitty litter in your car, sometimes that's in your kit. You can sprinkle that out.
Kitty litter?
Yeah, to give you more traction.
Okay.
Just little things like that can help you out in a situation where you might be able to get out. Try reversing your car, backing up. But again, these things take time. Have patience.
It's all about patience right now, this time of year, is it not?
Yeah, when you come across a snowplow or even one of our tow trucks, have that patience as well. When you're out on the road, they're doing a job, they're trying to get home to their families safe too. So make sure that you slow down and move over when you can. And that means on the road, when you see those flashing lights, the blue and the amber lights, they're at work. So stay back, especially with snowplow. It'll pull over every 10 to 15 kilometers anyway to let you pass.
Sometimes it's nice to just follow them.
Right. They're clearing a path.
Clearing a path. It's going to be okay.
You know, and if you see a tow truck out there, we have roadside assistance, and they're just out there trying to help people. So slow down, make sure that they're safe too.
Great advice, and you can get these kits over at any of your local CAA establishments, caask.ca for more information. Here's what's happening in our community. A comedy night coming up February 21st. This is at St. Mary's Hall on 2020 Winnipeg Street. For tickets, email reginatrappers23@gmail.com. There's a new way to submit your community event. Visit our website, ctvregina.ca. On the top bar, you'll see Community Calendar. That's the only way to submit. Top of the website, ctvregina.ca. Click Community Calendar, and it'll be live the minute you send it.
Milestones, brought to you by Harbor Landing Village, an award-winning senior care and living community in Regina.
Did we get the number, Chase? Did we crack the co-op code?
No, we did not. But we crossed another one off the board. At least we didn't have a repeat guess. And now $1,400 to play with Brandon this afternoon. So come back at 4 o'clock. And now there's 5 numbers left to be guessed. One of them has to be right. So hopefully that cash could be yours. So we're feeling a little down on that. And also we're stirring up some further emotions. Want to know today, what was that movie growing up that just emotionally destroyed you? My girl's probably been texted in the most here at 54321. The good news is I found this account that uses AI to help fix some of those movies. The one I shared on our Facebook page, Land Before Time. You know what happens to Littlefoot's mom after the battle with the Sharptooth, the worst villain of all time. Well, this fixes it. She just pops back up, and then they go and have their adventures together, which is just, it feels good. AI doing something very helpful for us for once. But let me know, what was that movie that just got you in all of the emotions? You can text 54321.
U2 pays tribute to Renee Nicole Good and the people of Minneapolis in American Obituary, the first track on the group's new EP, Days of Ash. The 6-track EP is out now in advance of a new album due late this year.
Everything that's new is a bit exotic and fun and attractive.
Kristen Bell is a new addition to the Sonic the Hedgehog franchise. Bell is set to voice Amy Rose in Sonic the Hedgehog 4, due in theaters in March of 2027. In the games, Amy Rose is a pink hedgehog with a crush on Sonic.
We did this last competition, we went to it, and we moved to New York City.
This was my last one, Mom. I don't want Dad.
I know, but you need a guardian.
I can, if you really need me.
What does really mean?
Right. No, you're right.
Here's your first look at Steve Zahn and his daughter Audrey Zahn in She Dances, about an estranged father and daughter on the road to her final dance competition. Mackenzie Ziegler, Rosemary DeWitt, Sonequa Martin Green, and Ethan Hawke also star. She Dances opens in theaters March 27th. In Hollywood, I'm David Daniel.
to our sidebar. JD, what do you got for us? Oh, we've lost connection. Some words are harder to say than others, especially if you have an accent.
This is words that apparently Scottish people can't say, which is weird because I think Scottish people can say anything. First of all, there's a classic string of words: purple, burglar, alarm, scoosh, mirror, world, which I don't get why it says world.
The internet seems to be convinced that Scottish people might have trouble with these words. Other ones on the list include rural, which
That's a tough
I think
one.
everybody probably has a problem with universally.
Rural in every language.
Literally. Library, phenomenon, specific, butter, and better. My dad's probably watching. He can't say Hyundai. He says Hyundai.
Hyundai.
And my sister says aluminium.
Oh,
as opposed
yes.
to aluminum.
Yes.
Right, these are some of the words that are difficult.
Some of them are tough. Some
Words
of them
are
are
hard.
tough.
Words are hard. JD, one quick for us?
Yeah, if you're a procrastinator, you might be a professional at avoiding the things you need to do. Here might be a solution.
This cafe in Japan does not let you leave. Let me explain. You can only enter this.
This is a cafe that doesn't let you leave until your work is done. It's pretty strict about it, too.
Jeez.
I still don't think I like it.
I think I'm going to send you there. Time out. We're back after this. It's Thursday, February 19th.
Hearing that from a member of the royal family is really, it's the last straw, isn't it, really?
More fallout from the Epstein file release. Former Prince Andrew has been arrested in the UK by police on suspicion of misconduct in public office.
He should look in the mirror and ask himself why he's having these challenges in his caucus.
Senior Cabinet Minister Dominic LeBlanc criticizing the Conservative leader for accusing the Liberals of making dirty backroom deals.
Open the books and release the third quarter financial statements immediately.
And why the NDP leader says the government spending is out of control. Stay with us, Saskatchewan. Your morning starts right now. Welcome to Your Morning Saskatchewan. I'm Daryl.
And I'm Janelle. Thank you for being back with us.
We got a lot to get to. We're still looking for a couple more question of the day answers. We are asking you at home, what Olympic sport you've enjoyed watching the most?
That's
Some
right.
surprising answers on there. And then the hockey and curling and stuff like that, right?
Yeah, everybody loves the Olympics, so we want to know what your favorite sport is.
Have you discovered one yet? That you like, I could probably try that and do well?
I'm convinced that Kayleen and I could pull off double luge.
Yeah, that seems like danger. That seems like danger. Let's start with news. Breaking news. You can send those answers in, by the way. Breaking news this morning. Former Prince Andrew arrested. The brother of King Charles in police custody on suspicion of misconduct in public office in relation to his connection to the Jeffrey Epstein files. Here's James Longman with more.
This morning, the shocking royal arrest. The former Prince Andrew taken into custody on suspicion of misconduct in public office. Law enforcement launching a coordinated operation on King Charles's private estate in Sandringham, where Andrew had been sent into effective exile. The extraordinary situation now unfolding. Properties belonging to the King are now being searched by police. This follows new revelations in the ongoing probe into the convicted sex offender Jeffrey Epstein. Police haven't named Andrew formally, saying, "We understand the significant public interest in this case, and we will provide updates at the appropriate time." The arrest reportedly linked to emails released by the US Department of Justice as part of the Epstein files that show Andrew forwarding emails to Epstein while he was trade envoy. The emails, some dated in 2010, well after Epstein had already been convicted of soliciting sex from a minor, show Andrew forwarding British government files from his trips to places like Hong Kong and Vietnam. Andrew was trade envoy for a decade, using his royal status to bolster Britain's reputation on the world stage. His relationship with Epstein doing the very opposite. Andrew has always vigorously denied any wrongdoing. But these pictures of the former prince, released recently by the DOJ, further pushing him into disrepute. They show him crouching over a young woman, her face redacted. The date and context of these photos are unclear, and this latest development is not believed to be connected to Epstein's crimes. British Prime Minister Keir Starmer has said recently, no one is above the law, something Andrew, still technically in the royal line of succession, is finding out this morning. Andrew is in custody. He will likely have to give a statement to police under caution. King Charles's personal statement meant to manage the significant damage that Andrew is doing to this more than 1,000-year-old institution. James Longman, ABC News at Buckingham Palace.
The Liberals federally still 3 seats shy of a majority even after Conservative Matt Jenneru crossed the floor yesterday.
Quite simply couldn't sit on the sidelines after seeing what the Prime Minister was, the ambitious agenda he was undertaking.
In November, Jenneru said he was leaving politics to spend more time with his family, but apparently changed his mind. The Alberta MP was saying to us that it was Prime Minister Mark Carney's speech at Davos that convinced him to reevaluate. The Conservative leader, for his part, is calling the floor crossing a betrayal of the people in Jenneru's riding. He is the 3rd MP Poilievre has lost to the Liberals in the last 4 months, but because of other changes, the Liberals are still 3 seats shy of a majority. That includes the resignation of both Bill Blair and Chrystia Freeland. There's also an upcoming by-election in Terrebonne after the Supreme Court invalidated the result of that election there. The Saskatchewan NDP criticizing the province for spending a lot of money recently. The legislature not in session, saying the Sask party has debt and deficit concerns. Province says the NDP is being hypocritical considering the money is going to things like healthcare and education, agriculture rather. Damian Smith reports.
The NDP is criticizing the government of Saskatchewan for quietly spending $650 million just a few weeks away from the provincial budget.
When it comes to Scott Moe's debt and deficit, it is Saskatchewan people who continue to pay the price. Tax, squander, and repeat. Again, this is a government stuck in a rut and pushing on the gas.
On February 13th, the province issued several special warrants for 12 different ministries, with $338 million going towards the Ministry of Health, the majority of that earmarked for the Saskatchewan Health Authority, and $103 million going to the Agriculture Ministry of Agri-Stability. Other sectors getting unbudgeted cash injections include community safety, education, social services, and highways.
This government has a long history of dumping money into solve problems that Saskatchewan people only see the service deteriorate.
The special warrants say the expenses are urgently and immediately required for the public good. In a statement to CTV News, the province said the NDP has been demanding that the government spend more in the healthcare system and other important services, in addition to protecting Saskatchewan's economy from the Trump tariffs. Now, after the government has done exactly that, the NDP is demanding that they cut spending. Adding, in the upcoming budget, the government will be moving forward with the second year of its personal income tax reduction plan, which means lower taxes for everyone in Saskatchewan. The opposition is also criticizing the province's timing.
People are not stupid. When you stick special warrants on Family Day long weekend, it doesn't say much about what you think about the people of this province.
In November's mid-year update, the province's deficit reached $427 million, due in part to last year's costly wildfire season. The next provincial budget will be released on March 18th. Damian Smith, CTV News, Regina.
With just 5 weeks to go before federal New Democrats elect their new leader, the 5 candidates will take part in a second and final debate tonight in BC. Rachel Aiello reports.
I'm just outside Vancouver in a riding that the NDP lost to the Liberals in the last election. And it's here that the 5 candidates vying to be the next leader of the federal New Democrats will face off on Thursday. The NDP leadership race is nearing the finish line, but the campaign has struggled to capture Canadians' attention. It's been a tight competition with no obvious frontrunner, and that's why party insiders say the candidates' debate performances could be crucial.
Thursday night's debate is the last moment, really, for widespread persuasion. Voting begins on March 9th. That is when the GOTV voter turnout begins. And I think that this is the moment that a candidate could break through.
The 5 hopefuls who will be on stage and on the ballot are documentary filmmaker Avi Lewis, who has taken clear aim at Canada's wealthiest. MP Heather McPherson, who is pitching herself as having the experience needed to rebuild. Dock worker Rob Ashton, who is targeting the pro-union working class ranks. The first Indigenous leadership candidate, Tennille Johnston, who is pitching a series of social policies, and organic farmer Tony McQuail, whose underdog campaign has focused on environmental and electoral reform. The race will culminate at the NDP's national convention in Winnipeg next month. The vote is being conducted using a ranked ballot, and the winner will be announced on March 29th. Rachel Aiello, CTV News, New Westminster, BC.
Enough snow for you there, JD?
Yes, we have quite enough, Daryl. Thank you very much. Let's talk about it. We got upwards of 25 centimeters in parts of the province. In Saskatoon, people spent a good portion of their Wednesdays digging out, and Keenan Sorokon went out to talk to them.
Winter is back in Saskatoon after a snowstorm spanning across much of the province dropped more than 10 centimeters or 4 inches of snow Tuesday night.
Well, I knew we were going to get another one. It's February yet.
John Hume doesn't mind a snowfall like this after a few weeks of warm weather. Being one of the few people with a snowblower on his street, he doesn't hesitate to help out his neighbors and clear snow where needed.
Oh yeah, I enjoy it. It's nice to have good neighbors, and if you help them out, maybe you get better neighbors.
For many others, it was time to get some exercise and put the shovels to use. Marcus Kennedy didn't know it was going to snow until he was driving home yesterday as the snow began falling.
I was surprised. Honestly, I thought we were going to be done with snow, but, Mother Nature and all. It just sneaks up on you.
Graders were out clearing streets as snow piled up. Buses were running a little late in the morning with snow drifts preventing buses from pulling into some stops, but otherwise, the city was well prepared for what ultimately arrived.
I wouldn't say we've seen any surprises this time. We were expecting quite a bit of snow and some pretty high winds, and that's essentially what we got.
Crews will spend the night doing another pass on the city's busiest streets to get the roughly 5 centimeters that fell throughout the day before moving on to other priority streets once the snow stops falling. The city is asking drivers to take some extra time and give plenty of space for all the extra equipment out clearing snow on the road. While Kennedy is hoping there's not many more days like this for the rest of winter.
Spring can't come soon enough, that's all I can say.
Keenan Sorokon, CTV News, Saskatoon.
Yeah, Daryl, I have a snow angel living next door, and he saved my life yesterday, so I'm very thankful to him. Regina going through much of the same thing, right?
Well, I'll have to take out my stock in Advil for your back pain then, I guess. Yeah, about 25 centimeters or so, they say. City says a full fleet of graders and plows have been deployed to keep the streets as clear as possible. These guys are out doing it themselves the old-fashioned way. I want to take you to the latest in that deadly skiing avalanche, the worst in modern U.S. history. 8 skiers dead and 1 still missing after a group of 15 got caught in that avalanche in California. Trevor Alt has their story.
This morning, the heartbreaking new details in what's now the deadliest ski-related avalanche in history. Authorities say this group of skiers was made up of mostly mothers from Mill Valley, California, whose children attend the same school. 8 of those skiers have been found dead, and the 9th person still missing is presumed to have died as well.
They were attempting to go out as a group. That someone saw the avalanche, yelled avalanche, and then it overtook them rather quickly.
Investigators say that avalanche was the size of a football field. 11 skiers and 4 guides had been on a 3-day backcountry ski expedition near Castle Peak, not far from Lake Tahoe, when they were buried.
Medical for an avalanche in the area of Castle Peak.
6 survivors sent out an SOS call. 2 of them were injured and had to be carried out. And in the 6-hour wait, they uncovered 3 of the missing skiers who had died. The sheriff says one of the deceased is the spouse of a member of the search and rescue team. There had been days of warnings about life-threatening weather in the area. The group's guide company even posted days earlier about a big storm coming.
The recent storm event from the 10th.
Blackbird Mountain Guides offers expertly guided excursions in backcountry skiing.
You ski down onto the scene and unclip your skis as you get closer to refine your search.
In a statement, they say they're fully engaged in assisting the search and rescue, adding this was an enormous tragedy and the saddest event our team has ever experienced.
Mark Zuckerberg is defending his company in a landmark trial over whether social media platforms like Instagram are addictive for your children.
Mr. Zuckerberg, did Meta purposely design the platform to harm children?
Zuckerberg's first court appearance after years of rising backlash against Meta, which owns WhatsApp and Facebook. Meta has repeatedly maintained that the company has taken action to protect young users and doesn't allow people under the age of 13 to use the platforms. Meta and YouTube, which is owned by Google, are remaining defendants in the case. TikTok and Snapchat settled out of court. The Canadian women will face the U.S. this afternoon with hockey gold on the line. This will be the 5th straight Olympics where the U.S. and Canada faced each other. Canada won 4 years ago in Beijing. Marie-Philippe Poulin will be in the lineup. It is a 12 o'clock opening face-off. Janelle Lipai. We need blizzard-like conditions so that we have at least an excuse, and the rest of us aren't at work just, yeah, I'll get right with you.
Yeah. Well, unfortunately, no blizzard-like conditions coming this week, but cold temperatures. So it's a great reason to stay inside, watch the Olympics. Let's look right now at our current temperature here on our morning view. Regina, minus 27. We're finally starting to see that beautiful sunrise. Some cloud cover in the sky, but as the day goes on, we'll start to see more and more sunshine. Over to Saskatoon now, a little bit of a frosty look out over the city. Minus 30 again. Seeing that sun rising, and we will be seeing more of it here this afternoon. For the rest of the week, sunshine is also on the way, but those temperatures are going to be remaining cold until about Monday. Now let's look here at our future cast, what we can expect. There isn't significant snow systems moving through the province here. We will be seeing that cloud cover remain consistent. However, that sun again starting to come out a little bit more as the week progresses. For our current temperatures here throughout Saskatchewan, Buffalo Narrows minus 36, Spiritwood minus 31, Hudson Bay minus 16, Nipawin minus 19, Kindersley and Swift Current both at minus 26, Wynyard minus 27, and Estevan minus 24. For our highs today, the Battleford's at minus 23, Prince Albert minus 20, Yorkton minus 18, Estevan sitting at about minus 19, and seeing that wind chill pick up. So again, we will be seeing that sunshine. Those temperatures are remaining cold. That is due to some of this wind and that fresh snow that we've just recently gotten. We won't be seeing more of that until next week, which is what you can see here on our 7-day forecast. In Regina today, we'll be reaching that high of minus 20, seeing that sun coming out. Tomorrow, minus 19, and kicking off the weekend on Saturday with minus 17. Minus 17 degrees as well on Sunday. Now next week we'll see those temperatures begin to level out a little bit. Monday minus 7. Tuesday for the Regina and surrounding areas, we can expect to see those scattered flurries return. Minus 11, and Wednesday minus 8. For Saskatoon, minus 21 today as that high, seeing more sunshine tomorrow to finish off the week, and minus 20. Over the weekend, that sunshine is sticking around, but those temperatures are quite cold. Minus 16 on Saturday and minus 19 on Sunday. Now Monday for Saskatoon and surrounding areas, that is when you can expect to see those flurries return as well. Minus 12 as the high, and that night you'll be hitting about minus 19 for the low.
On this day in history, not the 7-day forecast, but February 19th of 2020, Iran's COVID-19 outbreak first started. February 19th, 1996, the Royal Canadian Mint introduced the toonie to replace the $2 bill. Remember the $2 bill, Janelle? February 19th, 2010, John Montgomery won gold in the men's skeleton event of the 2010 Winter Olympics, then chugged beer all the way down in celebration over in Whistler.
So the snow didn't stop a full house from showing up to try one of the best ways to warm up on a cold, wintry Saskatoon day.
Look at that handsome devil.
Oh,
Look
at him.
Annual Winter Shines Soup Cook-Off last night at TCU Place. I got to help out the crew from the Sheraton Cavalier. You see me helping. Really working hard.
Just saw you signing an
Chef
autograph.
I was
David
gonna say.
is now you have to mark off the cards when people come to try your table. I didn't think of how that probably looked. We had a great corn bisque at our table. Took home the second runner-up prize from the sold-out crowd of about 400 plus who voted.
Wow.
10 of the city's top chefs crafted their best concoctions for the crowd and judges. McKenna Ray from Low Key got first. Darren Craddock from Dakota Dunes took second. Aaron Luciano from the University of Saskatchewan Culinary Services won the judges prize. Always a terrific event. I'm so excited to be a part of it each and every year, and I love it. It was great, and thanks to all who came by and said hi.
I love that you guys get out in the community up there. We do as best we can down here as well.
Yeah.
Let's get over to our question of the day. So 100% looked like you were signing an autograph. It so did. Which Olympic sport have you enjoyed watching the most is what we've asked you at home. You've texted in, you've emailed in, you've done all those things. Here's our answers.
Yeah, Debbie here who says that her and her husband like to watch curling.
Of course, hockey, an easy answer from Allison of Bengoff.
We've got Sheldon here who says hockey, figure skating, bobsledding, curling, and speed skating. So a whole assortment.
Have you ever tried speed skating, Jeremy? It's hard.
I have. I put on a skin suit and the long track blades a few years ago for TV, and I caught an edge, and it was the most pain I have ever been in on television.
Truth.
It was awful, and it was like -40. It was, I gotta find that tape. It was so bad.
Oh, mine came up in my memories. My most painful TV moment. It was me I went down to Agribition. They're like, "You want to ride a steer?" And I was like, "Sure." How big could a steer be?
Yeah.
And with 3.7 seconds with hang time, and I landed right on my hip.
That's impressive.
It hurt so bad.
Oops.
Every once in a while, the video just pops back up for fun. Anything Canada is in is what Janice's answer is. Thank you so much for answering our question of the day. We got health news on the other side of this short timeout.
It continues to be a concerning trend. Colorectal cancer is killing more young adults, with death rates rising in those under age 50 by more than 1% every year for more than 20 years, advancing this disease from the 5th most common cause of cancer death in the early to mid-90s to the most common in those under age 50 in 2023.
This is really an outlier and really something that needs significant attention.
Dr. William Dayhut with the American Cancer Society says deaths are declining for other cancers in young adults. It's only colorectal cancer deaths that continue to rise. There are 5 warning signs that many may dismiss: persistent abdominal pain, rectal bleeding, persistent diarrhea or constipation, unexplained weight loss, and iron deficiency anemia, often caused by hidden blood loss leading to fatigue and weakness.
Young people should not ignore any symptom that they find unusual, and that if they see their physician and they're told they're too young to have a problem, they probably need to see somebody else.
Dayhut says about half of the colorectal cancer deaths in young adults are in those between the ages of 45 and 49, and screening is lowest in that age group. A colonoscopy can find polyps which can turn into cancer and get rid of them.
If those polyps are removed, that reduces or can eliminate the risk of cancer from those polyps.
For Health Minute, I'm Mandy Gaither.
Health Report, brought to you in part by SEIU West, Saskatchewan's first healthcare union.
Live in studio this morning, Lori and Mariana are here to talk all things Regina Floral Conservatory. Good morning. Thank you both for being here.
Thank you for inviting us today.
Absolutely. Let's start off with a little overview on what the conservatory is and all about.
Yes, for sure. Well, you know, the conservatory is a place to gather. It's a place where nature and people come together to celebrate this diverse community that is Regina. It's a lovely indoor space where we have plenty of flowers, when we have plenty of workshops like the education program. Do you want to talk a little bit more about the education program?
Education is at the core of our charter as a nonprofit. Those of us who volunteer at the conservatory have a great affinity for plants, but we also know the benefit of plants for human beings in general. So our education program starts with our youngest children. So we have a program called Little Gardeners, which is for children that are, 18 months, 2 years, up to age 5. And they come with an adult, with a parent, or maybe a grandparent or a caregiver. And we have 14 to 16 hands-on sensory nature-based activities right in the conservatory proper. So they come to play and interact in that beautiful natural environment. And then we have art activities. We have another area where every child who comes to the conservatory for a program plants a starter plant every time to take home. So we teach them how to do that. And we have a soil table. We don't have a sand table, we have a soil table so the children become used to the smell and feel of the soil as gardeners. Then we have a program for school-age children, so pre-K up through to about grade 6, 7, and also we have a program for grade 10 students, so it's mental health and wellness that a teacher asked us to create for students at that age. And we have adult programs occasionally through the year. So with the school tours program for school children, we give the children a lesson, and it is connected with the Saskatchewan science curriculum. And then they all plant a plant to take back to the classroom with them. And then we take them into the conservatory and we teach them about our amazing plants, because we have plants from all over the world in our conservatory. And we have them from temperate climate to tropical to desert. It's all there.
Yes, it's a lovely place to be. It's like you find all the different continents represented there. Like I'm from Mexico, and specific from Monterrey, Nuevo León, which is in the north. And back in December, we had poinsettia, that I don't know if you know, that is originally from Mexico. It's called poinsettia because the explorer that took it here to North America, his last name is Poinsettia. So yeah, it's a lovely place where you can feel, connected to a nature, connected to a world, and feel just one. And it's just a place to relax, to enjoy. It's one of those few places still in Regina that is entry by donation. So yes, everyone is welcome, and everybody is more than, happy to enjoy this beautiful space that we have.
Absolutely. Well, ladies, that does wrap up our time together. Yeah. Thank you so much for being here this morning.
Yes, and I just want to take one brief moment to thank the community once again for coming up together these past couple of months and helping us continue building our dream, that is the new Floral Conservatory. And we're just really happy how the community came together to support us, to celebrate the beautiful project that is the Regina Floral Conservatory. So we're forever thankful for you guys for coming out, for standing up, for everybody involved, from the mayor, from the councilors, from the volunteers, from the board, the president, everybody for helping us out, and the media as well. So thank you very much.
Thank you, ladies.
And we still have our dream of the new Floral Conservatory. So if you want to help us out, remember, just continue coming to the Floral Conservatory and stay tuned for the new Floral Conservatory news.
Thank you. Yeah. Thank you both.
Yes.
.31, let's get to your headlines. Some of the families of the victims of last week's mass shooting in Tumbler Ridge, BC have begun the painful process of saying goodbye. But there is positive news about one of the survivors. Michelle Brunero reports.
19-year-old Paige Hoekstra suffered serious injuries during the shooting at Tumbler Ridge Secondary School that left 5 students and an education assistant dead. But the mayor of Tumbler Ridge says Paige is now back in her community.
Hearing yesterday that Paige was released from the hospital the day before and came back to the community yesterday, that's amazing. People sending prayers, and now we're waiting for Maya.
12-year-old Maya Gabella was also shot and is being treated at BC Children's Hospital. An update on a GoFundMe page says she went from not moving at all to moving more and more each day. And now the nurses have adjusted your ventilator to pressure support because you're taking your own breaths. What an amazing milestone. But other families continue to grieve the loss of loved ones. A post from a funeral home says a celebration of life is planned this weekend for 12-year-old Kylie Smith.
People are grieving at their own speed, and what you're seeing around the community is people getting together and hugging and talking.
The mayor, who has praised the efforts of first responders, believes the province will continue to provide the long-term counseling and support the community needs.
My thoughts are I want 6 months with boots on the ground, and then let's relook at it and see if we need to extend it for the year.
Meanwhile, as efforts are made to return children to school, with portables being set up, the mayor says any long-term decisions about the high school need to involve the whole community.
I think there has to be dialogue in from the community as a whole, the students, the younger students that go to school, the teachers.
RCMP continue to investigate the horror that unfolded in this small community after Jessie Van Rootselaar first killed her mom and stepbrother and then headed to the high school where the killings continued. She later turned the gun on herself. The mayor says what the community needs now is time so they can start to heal from a tragedy where so many questions remain unanswered. Michelle Bernoro, CTV News, Vancouver.
Snowy enough for you? We sent Donovan Mace around Regina to get video of residents digging out.
Regina is digging out from a blast of winter.
Well, I just hope that this is it for me.
More than 25 centimeters falling on the city in 24 hours.
I was hoping we were done because I like spring and summer because it's easier to cut the lawn.
City crews out in full force as snow routes have now been declared.
It's all hands on deck.
With all 26 plows and graders along with 12 sanders and 8 sidewalk tractors working around the clock in addition to hired contractors.
This is our biggest snowfall of this season for sure. In terms of prepping for it, honestly, it's the same prep that we prep for 5 centimeters of snow to 25 centimeters of snow.
Even though road conditions less than ideal, police reporting just 4 collisions over the course of the storm. The city focusing its clearing efforts on high priority roads and transit routes. Staying ahead of the snow, however, easier said than done.
If it was 10 centimeters of snow and fell straight down nice and fluffy, it would be easy. But you get even a few centimeters and an 80-kilometer wind and things just get plugged up.
Crews at the airport also busy. Several flights in and out of YQR delayed or canceled, and not just because of conditions in Regina.
If we have a flight going into Calgary and they've got a storm and they can't land, they're not going to take off from here. So the weather on the arrival airport matters as well.
Now, as the snow stops falling, the city will begin its systematic plow, reminding residents to be patient, adding they will begin residential street clearing based on priority over the next few days. Donovan May, CTV News, Regina.
Maybe you stayed inside, you did some bowling yesterday, and apparently talent is on the rise here. Hallie Mandrick reports.
A 15-year-old Saskatoon bowler recently put up a perfect 300 points.
After the second last frame, I threw a bad shot, it still struck somehow, and that's when it just got to me that it's possible. I could throw a perfect game, and that's when the pressure came to me. I still pulled through though. I got the last 3.
Those 300 points were far from just luck. Having already appeared in 4 national competitions, Andre Abasco has put a lot of time and effort towards his skill as a bowler. His coach says it's been fun to watch a new generation take to the sport. The sport has changed globally, do different equipment and different methods of doing it. I'm a bit old school, but these kids nowadays, they got a lot of power and a lot of energy. So it's growing. There's more enthusiasm overall. The province has seen a lot of bowling success in the past year, with a Saskatchewan woman taking home the 5-pin national title in July and a bowler from Saskatoon throwing a perfect game at the Canadian Youth Championships last year. Adam Anchuk says the sport is on the rise in Saskatchewan. The events that we have in Canada, the CTF and the YBC Nationals, there's more and more kids out of Saskatoon going. They're having a great time doing it. Abasco says that uptick in interest can create more opportunities for youth interested in the sport.
I see a lot more people at the tournaments I go to. I learn a lot from them, and it's making me a better bowler the more I go to tournaments.
After his perfect score in practice, Abasco is setting his sights on repeating that accomplishment.
I'm hoping to bowl a 300 game in a league or a tournament. That's my goal now. I've bowled it once, I can do it again.
Hallie Mandrick, CTV News, Saskatoon.
Well, the University of Regina Cougars women's basketball team take on UBC in playoff action this week, pitting the interim head coach and former player against the man she replaced and her former coach. Great storyline. Jacob Carr reports.
There aren't many sweeter sounds in the game of basketball, perhaps the final buzzer after a playoff win. One more of those for the U of R Cougars women's basketball team would see them clinch a Nationals berth. But in order to do so, the Cougars will have to defeat the UBC Thunderbirds and former head coach Dave Taylor, who spent nearly 2 decades in the role.
I think Disney should make a movie because you couldn't write it better. We were just waiting to see who it was going to be, and it is Dave, and that's, in some ways really great, and we kind of know what to expect, and in other ways it's just kind of a really fun twist to sort of the end half of our season here.
Second-year forward Izzy Foust, who back in her rookie year told me she committed to the Cougars from Manitoba because she wanted to help bring them a national championship, says the younger players want to win Friday's game for the veterans.
I know we have a lot of fifth years this year, and I don't think they have been to nationals, and I think it would mean so much to us if we could help them get there because it's their last chance to do it. And we're such a tight-knit group that, we're playing for them, we're doing it for them. So for us, it means everything.
For fifth-year Cougars, Brenna Metz, Rachel Vanderhooft, Kara Miskey, and Jade Belmore, they're trying to make their first nationals in their final season with the team. And for Kleisinger, she says there is no more deserving group in the country to participate in the Final 8 tournament.
It makes me emotional, honestly. I went to nationals 4 times as an athlete, and if I'm being honest, completely took it for granted these kids deserve to go. They, not just our fifth years, but this group means a lot to this program and how we're going to move it forward.
Vanderhoof says this team is a special group that would cherish achieving one of their ultimate goals as a unit.
Just a culmination of all our hard work and everything. Yeah, and just to be able to win it with these girls or get there with these girls would mean so much.
Tip-off from War Memorial Gym at the University of British Columbia goes at 8 p.m. Sask time. Jacob Carr, CTV News, Regina.
All right, well, the Riders have announced the second leg of their Grey Cup Community Tour, with the trophy taking its rounds in Yorkton on the 6th. The Grey Cup will be at the Terriers game, 6 to 7:30. The Cup will make an overnight stay. It'll be at the Yorkton Tribal Council powwow at 1 p.m. the next day. Cup will also make a stop in Foam Lake on the 27th, the Community Hall from 4 to 5:30. Other stops right now include Meadow Lake, Assiniboia on February 26th, Fort Capel, February 28th, Estevan, March 14th, Saskatoon for Miracles launch on March 1st, and Canada's Farm Show also going to be there in Regina on March 19th. Full details on the Riders website. One of the good things about winning it is you get to show it off a little bit. Do you want to show off the temperature numbers, or are they kind of scary still?
They're a little bit scary still, but we will go over them just as a reminder that you should probably bundle up here today and for the rest of the week. Let's look at our morning view, which is brought to you by Affinity Wealth Management. We know investing. Minus 27 here in Regina. Starting to see some of that sunshine coming through finally. We are expecting a sunnier day today all across Saskatchewan. So despite those cold temperatures, there is still something to look forward to. Let's look over at Saskatoon through our frosty camera here. Minus 30. Also starting to see that beautiful sunrise. Now for our future cast, you can see those clouds moving through the province. Once again, we aren't expecting those snow systems to roll through like we saw yesterday. We do have fairly clear skies ahead of us. However, those temperatures are still going to be quite cold. Saskatoon and the surrounding areas are still under that yellow cold warning. It will be mainly experienced during the night, but of course, taking a look at these currents right now, that will be impacting the day as well. So for Buffalo Narrows, minus 36, Spiritwood minus 31, Hudson Bay minus 16, South End minus 23, East End sitting at minus 25, Estevan minus 24, Yorkton minus 21. Now for our highs today throughout Saskatchewan, Battleford seeing minus 23, Prince Albert minus 20, Yorkton minus 18, Estevan sitting at about minus 19 and seeing that wind chill moving through. Moose Jaw minus 18 and Swift Current mainly cloudy skies here today, minus 18. Now over to our 5-day forecast. Right here in Regina, minus 20, seeing that sunshine coming out. Tonight, minus 25 for the low. Friday, minus 19. Saturday into the weekend, minus 17 for both Saturday and Sunday. Over to Monday, we are starting a fresh week with some cloud cover in the sky, but starting to see minus 7. So those temperatures will begin to level out. For Saskatoon, minus 21 today for that high, minus 28 tonight. So if you're heading out anywhere once that sun goes down, make sure you are bundling up. Put on that jacket and mitts. Tomorrow, minus 20. Over the weekend, seeing that sunshine. Minus 16 on Saturday, minus 19 on Sunday. And on Monday, some flurries beginning with minus 12.
February is Heart Month, and not just because of Valentine's Day. No, we're talking about heart health. And with us today from the Heart and Stroke Foundation of Saskatchewan, Elise Bouchot. So thank you, Elise, for joining us today.
Oh, thank you so much for having me.
Now, you are the manager and an RN in charge of outpatient cardiac care in Saskatoon. And we're going to talk about a number of different subjects. But first off, let's talk about the diseases themselves. We hear that 80% of heart and stroke situations are preventable. So what risk factors can people control and what can't they control?
That's a great question. And, you know, our risk factors fall into 3 categories. We have lifestyle risk factors, and we have medical risk factors, and then we have non-modifiable risk factors. So our lifestyle risk factors, these are the ones that we can address to try and prevent heart disease. And these look like, smoking or vaping habits. They are the foods and nutrition that we consume. So looking for diets that are full of fruits and vegetables and really looking at reducing our sugar and our salt intake. Physical activity is a huge one. We know that only about half of adults get the recommended 150 minutes of activity a week. And so that's a really big one that we can look at addressing. And other ones that we can change are, limiting our alcohol consumption, making sure we're getting enough sleep. But when it comes to medical risk factors, these look like diagnoses of high blood pressure, diabetes, or high cholesterol. And those ones we can help manage or control through medications. And then we have non-modifiable risk factors, and those are the ones we can't control. And those come down to genetics, so that's a family history of heart disease, our age, our sex, or sometimes even our ethnicity can play a role in that as well.
Now, we have got about a minute left here. The world is full of misinformation. Is there one misconception, particularly when it comes to women, that you'd like to dispel when it comes to heart disease?
Another great question. So we have always kind of thought that heart disease is a men's disease, and the rates for men are decreasing, but actually heart disease is the #1 cause of preventable death for women worldwide. So women have the same risk factors plus additional risk factors, and it's really important to know those risk factors so that you can help manage them and be aware.
We're just out of time right now, but if people want more information on how they can help themselves, where can they go?
Oh, they can go to the heartandstroke.ca to their website, and they have a great risk screening tool on there, easy to use, and helps move you towards action to preventing heart disease.
Fair enough. Elise Bouchot, thank you so much for your time today. Once again, February is Heart Month, and Elise was with us on behalf of the Heart and Stroke Foundation of Saskatchewan. Thanks again.
Thank you.
U2 has some new music. The band is out with Days of Ash, a new 6-track EP that includes 5 new songs and a poem. U2 says it comes ahead of a new album they plan to release later this year that's, quote, inspired by the many extraordinary and courageous people fighting on the front lines of freedom.
You want me? Dead or alive?
Tom Noonan has died. The character actor's breakout role was in 1986's Manhunter, after which he starred in crime and action thrillers like RoboCop 2, Last Action Hero, and Heat. Noonan was 74. Free me. Those were the words posted to Shia LaBeouf's X account after the Transformer star was arrested in New Orleans earlier this week. Police reports indicate the 39-year-old actor got into an altercation with 2 other men during Mardi Gras celebrations. And 11 turns 22. Stranger Things star Millie Bobby Brown is celebrating a birthday today. And that's what's happening in Hollywood. Melissa Adon, ABC News.
With all eyes on the Winter Olympics in Italy, there is a proud Italian teacher embracing his heritage. But this guy's not from New Jersey or New York. He's from somewhere a little further north, closer to us. Here's Danny New.
As the whole world spends 2 weeks learning about Italian culture during a certain quadrennial winter sporting event.
I like pasta.
Yes, I do.
Yes, I do.
Fettuccine. A music teacher in Canada has actually been helping in that department for years.
So your music students are some of the best Italian speakers in the school.
Absolutely. Frank Moyo has built a following of millions online as he teaches his students about his family's Italian heritage through music.
Buongiorno.
For example, his biggest smash, Buongiorno, just kind of came about organically one day while he was teaching Italian in summer school.
And it was just a greeting for people, my kids coming in, and I'd be on the piano because I bring my piano and I'd be Buongiorno.
But both his appreciation for his roots and his fame really started with his grandparents, like his nonna, Rita. Around the time of the pandemic, he began sharing videos with Rita in the garden, and his channels took off from there.
Growing up with my nonna, growing up with my nonno. We're from Calabria. I'm not sure if you're familiar, the southern region in Italy, and there's a huge community here, especially in Toronto, of the Calabrese people.
La ninna nanna sul divano.
A few years later, Frank has now released a children's book about Rita called Nonna.
Cetrioli, spicy peppers.
Recorded an album called Let's Go to Italy, with another on the way.
Mozzarella, parmigiano too.
But how would he feel about maybe combining the Italian and Canadian cultures?
Do you ever make a maple marinara?
No. Maple marinara? No. I think I might have to. I actually have somewhere to be right now. I might have to close. So.
When we spoke, he had just finished recording that new album, so we'll see when that's coming out. Maybe he can be like Italian Rafi, who also grew up in Toronto. In New York, for ABC News, I'm Danny New.
Never heard Rafi said Rafi before, but that's
no, me too. I'm like, what?
Danny. He was from Toronto. Let's get to our sidebar.
Did you catch any light snowflakes yet, or are you dreading any more snowfall? Well, here's someone who loves the snow.
Come on, it's bedtime. It's bedtime. Dude, come on.
Dare you try to make that beautiful pooch move?
Look at this angel. So this is, of course, a Bernese mountain dog. With a name like that, it clearly wants to stay outside in the frosty air and play in the snow. But I think it should come in and get some snuggles.
I don't know. A, lots of vacuuming. So much vacuuming. And B, they are monstrous. They're so big.
Bring him in.
They are. And he probably gets like too overheated indoors, right?
This is free air conditioning for his body.
I guess so. But bring the baby in.
I guess so. A major milestone is being marked at 10 Downing Street. We go from a pup to a cat. Larry the cat, celebrating 15 years as a resident mouse catcher. It's typically seen roaming outside on the street often. Your mouth is gaping. You've never heard of Larry the cat?
No. know.
This is a new thing to you. Okay, so Larry was adopted in 2011, and he served as the Royal Mouse Catcher. Royal Mouser has a long history. Various cats have gone through this post since the 1920s. So they've always had somebody to catch the mice.
That's where the Prime Minister lives right there.
Yes.
And he's working so hard. He's working so hard, probably long hours in the day. Look at him sitting politely by the door.
Yeah.
Just waiting.
Yep.
Watching. I love him.
Leisurely Larry.
Leisurely Larry.
Yep.
I don't think
There
Kruta
he
would
is.
like that.
Nope. What do you got for us there, JD?
Holy Mackinac! Joe Bowen has gone home.
Full circle. It really is. I mean, we had some wonderful teams here when I first started broadcasting back in the 1970s. Whoa, that's a long time ago. But it was a lot of fun. We had great teams, great players.
Yeah, Joe Bowen, legendary Leafs broadcaster, came up with that Holy Mackinac catchphrase years ago, and he was back in his hometown of Sudbury this week for Holy Mackinac Day.
Go Wolves.